What's up, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Resident Roleplay. This is a show where a group of friends and I get together and play a homebrewed tabletop RPG set in the world of Resident Evil. I'm your host and GM, Raphael, and welcome to a new year and a new story arc, guys.
Happy New Year!
Hey!
Hello.
First of the year. Well,
Yeah.
first roleplay, Resident roleplay of the year.
Yeah, have we streamed already this year? No, all of the
yes.
Forgiven stuff was this year, so yeah. Alright, so, man, all of the Europeans are in the chat. This is amazing. It's probably like freaking 3 o'clock in the morning for all of them, but yeah.
What are you guys doing? Go to bed after you watch the show.
Now, yeah, Doc is a little bit he's got a new mic, so he sounds a lot better. But the room is pretty proverbial right now.
We're all echoing.
Are we all echoing? Say something?
Hello?
This
Okay.
is another test.
I think we're good now. I think we're good.
Hello.
Stream, let us know if that is better.
Yes. Please and thank you.
Hold on, I need to roll some d20s. I didn't do this beforehand. We were very rushed tonight. So let me just push the chat up a bit using some d20s. All right, so
You can remember you can also clear chat.
we can, but why would I do that when I could do my warm-up rolls too? In fact,
Sure.
I have to do 3.
Oh yeah, I get to do my.
All right, not bad. It's gonna be an average night. All right, so
Oh no.
brief technical difficulties. Thank you very much for bearing with us. It looks like chat is saying it's better, so I think we have
better.
resolved the problem.
Better is good.
So, with that being said, you guys ready to get into a new story arc here?
I'm scared.
Indeed. That was really confusing. I was listening to both the stream and you at the same time.
Yeah, I was doing the same. I was like, I'm just gonna stay quiet.
All right, I'm gonna trust the stream, and you guys say it's good, so it's good. So
Okay, cool beans.
if you haven't left yet, it's good enough.
So let me just see if I could get everyone's cams moving again. But in the meantime, shall we get into things?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
previously on Resident Roleplay, your ragtag, band of survivors found themselves trapped in a mysterious cabin in the Arklay Mountains, which was infested with all sorts of zombies and monsters. You eventually regrouped with Mike Foster, the RPD detective with whom you first arrive, and with him, you descended into the cabin's basement, where you discovered an entire underground facility in which the Umbrella Corporation had been conducting bioweapon experiments. After restoring power, Emil discovered the custom M1911 of his missing brother-in-arms, Jack Carmine, who he'd come to this city in search of. As you explored the many floors of the facility, Arkea realized that this was in fact the very place in which she'd grown up. Following one of many intense confrontations between Katara and the rest of the party, you continued to explore, eventually finding a surviving scientist named Dr. Quincy. Although crazed from spending 8 days underground, you eventually disarmed him, and after Arkea violently interrogated him for answers about her parents, allowed him to guide you to the lowest floor on the promise of an emergency escape route. There, Chauncey retrieved a T-virus sample from cold storage, while being completely oblivious to what exactly it was. Meanwhile, Katara downloaded the facility's research data from the server room. Next, you entered the Special Projects room, where Emil discovered that his old army friend Jack Carmine had been transformed into a powerful bioweapon known as the Tyrant. In order to escape, Dr. Quincy released the emergency exit lock by activating the facility's self-destruct system. In a sudden but inevitable betrayal, he also released the Tyrant from storage. And he tried to blind the party before making a break for the exit alone. But he didn't get far before Chauncey shot his butt and gunned him down. So, however, by that point it was too late, and the party now had to face the wrath of a tyrant. And after an intense battle, which claimed the life of Arkea's adopted father, Mike, Emil attempted to sacrifice himself so that the party may live. But not willing to leave any man behind, Chauncey went back for him, and in the end, Emil delivered the finishing blow with Jack Carmine's own firearm. After racing against the clock as the self-destruct timer counted down, you took the emergency exit to a train car that led you speeding away from the facility as it was about to be destroyed. Or rather, as it was destroyed, you guys saw the explosion coming at you. So, now free from the nightmare, you took a moment to breathe, but the relief was short-lived as you arrived at your destination several miles away. You realized that the tyrant had not only survived, but had clung to the top of your train car and followed you along. Noticing a rocket launcher, Chauncey made a run for it as the party covered him. Using it, he obliterated the tyrant that was once Jack Carmine, ending the threat once and for all. Emil said a prayer for his fallen comrade. Katara stayed for a moment, contemplating. Then together, you ascended via elevator, back to the surface. You now find yourselves in the middle of a forest in the ROLEPLAY Mountains. You can see Raccoon City off in the distance. So, as we get started, I just want to point out that all of you are feeling quite tired from a long day of fighting and moving, and quite frankly, none of you have been drinking, so you are beginning to feel the effects of dehydration. Emil is a little bit less dehydrated than everybody else, but everyone is pretty dehydrated. You get the sense that you are going to be, you're going to start feeling the effects of it if you do not get some water soon. So, what are you all doing?
I'm gonna be right back really quick.
You're gonna be right back. That's what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm back. I'm gonna hand Katara this green yellow herb spray.
Okay. Katara, you see Emil handing you this small vial with a spray, kind of aerosol spray top, and it seems to be filled with a mixture of powdered green and yellow herbs.
Are you sure?
Well, I don't know if we're ever gonna. I hope we're never going to ever see another one of those damned undead again, but it looks like, and I can see civilization, right?
Yeah, you could kind of. I believe you're one of the people who succeeded on the perception check to notice the city off in the distance, but eventually most of you have probably noticed by now.
Yeah. Well, looks like this is it for us for now. This will do you a little bit of good, hopefully, but I would have given it to you had you needed it, but it turns out you're fine, so just take it.
Oh, thank you. She's gonna take it.
All right, you get a green-yellow mix added to your inventory in a herb sprayer, which means it can be consumed.
It's an herb spray.
Yeah. So that means that you could consume it as a bonus action, and I believe it also helps the range a little bit if you want to use it on someone else. But
yeah,
you're the only person. Yeah, you're the only person who hasn't gotten yellow herbed yet, so I don't take it you're gonna do that. All right. What's everybody else doing?
I'm going to prop Mike up against a tree.
Okay, yeah, you lower the corpse of your fallen comrade up against a nearby tree.
I'm just gonna salt around a little bit, try to gather get my bearings and gather my thoughts.
Mm-hmm. So Chauncey starts pacing.
What time is it?
Judging by the position of the sun, go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Can I make this survival?
Yeah, I would say that falls under the survival category. Go ahead and make a survival check. All right, 20. Yeah, you get a pretty good estimate from your surroundings and from the environment, from the position of the sun, and the feel of the wind. No, but you generally discern that it is about close to 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You weren't down there for a while then.
Yeah, you guys were down there for a while because you rested the previous night. And then
so
you spent a good few hours under the facility.
Okay, so it's the 24th, 5 in the afternoon.
23rd. It's still the 23rd.
23rd. Okay, I was wondering if I took that into account. So it's 23rd, 5 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay. Yo, Chauncey.
Yo.
I'm gonna help you carry his body down to wherever it is you need to take him.
I almost believe we should, in our weak and tired state, maybe we should just come back for him.
Well,
I'm not sure.
with the amount of wild animals back out around, I don't know if we're gonna get back before someone else gets to him, or dogs and such.
I guess if you want to help to get him down there, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm gonna toss him over the shoulder. Just toss him over my shoulder.
Okay. So you are now carrying Mike over your shoulder. His limp corpse slumped over you.
We're gonna have to get out of here soon. We don't know if those dogs are still around.
We should probably head back to town and probably to the hospital and get all prepared and fixed up.
Okay. So you guys start moving?
Yep.
Yeah.
I make sure Archaea is
Oh, she's clinging to you. You don't have
Yeah.
to worry about it.
okay. Just making sure.
We'll trade off carrying Mike throughout
For
the
sure.
way so we both don't get exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, given your grievous injuries and your having to carry Mike, I'm going to assume you guys are traveling at a fairly slow pace.
Yeah, casual pace. What
Mhm.
we'll call it.
Yeah, casual pace. So, you guys eventually, you see off to the side what looks to be a main trail to the that will take you in the direction of town. So you start hugging to that trail as best you can and making your way down. It seems to be a good distance actually from the city proper. You take some time to begin walking. Is there anything you would like to do on the way while you're in the forest?
Yes, I would like to look for herbs.
Yeah, I figured as much. Go ahead and make a survival check with advantage because of your feature as a medic. Alright, so your advantage gets you a 19. Okay, so with that...
What? It says 20. Oh, wait, never mind. Wrong one. Looking at the wrong thing.
No, yeah, that was from before, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, with 19, you find easy enough in these Arclay forests where the medicinal herbs of this world are native to. You find 2 green herbs, and you also get 1 red herb.
Oh, yes. So I have 2 greens, and none of these stack, right?
I don't believe they do, no.
Okay. If I prepare them, they will, though. Or rather, I could just
if you mix them, they will.
I'll take a green-red mix.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your check. I believe it's just for
Medicine.
mixing 2 herbs. Yeah, it's just like a medical check with a DC of 5.
Shit.
All right, you fail. You attempt to mash them together, but unfortunately, you are not able to successfully mix them in a way that you think would take effect. You do not lose your herbs, but you have failed your first crafting check with them.
How many herbs, or how many checks do I have to fail before they're destroyed and all mushy?
I'm gonna have to double check. Let me consult my rulebook.
Oh, doggy.
Yeah, look at that doggy.
Puppy.
Caught me off guard too. I just wasn't gonna say nothing. She's no pup. She's old. 12 years old.
It's just an old pupper.
Yeah.
Oh,
puppy.
Oh, puppy. There you go, puppy.
Oh
Okay,
my
yeah,
God.
So you fail. You lose the herbs permanently if you fail to craft them or to mix them twice.
Okay, guess I'm gonna try again.
Okay, you can try again. Go ahead and make your roll.
I'm a little bit. I've got a headache. I need water.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, you almost out of spite, you get your revenge and mix them together like nobody's business. You now have a green-red powdered mixture in a pouch.
Okay, because I got a natural 20, that means I have 2, right?
No. Get out of here.
All right. Are these the herbs I gained along the whole trail?
Yeah. Over the course of time, as you guys are traveling down the trail, those are what you find.
Got it.
So, as you guys keep moving, it takes you about an hour and a half. Emil and Chauncey, you guys kind of keeping track with your military background of the distance you've traveled. It feels like it's been about 3 miles by the time you finally reach the edge of downtown Raccoon City. The streets are rather sparse. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of people out and about besides the occasional cars going down the roads. You appear to be... Chauncey, you recognize this as the northwestern sort of corner of the city.
I think we've gotten to the edge of the city here. This is the northwestern side.
Northwest. Do you know how to get to... Well, where do you want to take?
I think we should all go to a hospital.
I'm fine.
That's probably I think we should all just go and get our minds right at the hospital. Feel like that would be the best thing. And then once we're all as a group better, we can. I'll have to head off to the police station and report all this.
Well, I'll go with you to the hospital, but then I've got to get some stuff done myself.
Yes.
Archaea pulls at Emil's pant, his pant leg. Don't you think it's a little weird to be carrying a body through the city? I mean, just saying.
Well, what else are we gonna do?
So we're taking them to the hospital so he can get they're proven dead.
But who says that they'll believe us when we say we didn't?
Well, he's not shot.
That's where my police report will come in.
Yeah, and he's official.
Okay.
You got a badge or something.
Okay,
This
fair
thing.
enough. She goes back to holding Emil's leg and walking.
And Chauncey, yeah, you would know the procedures for this type of thing. You would know to bring him to the hospital to get him declared dead, and you also know that Raccoon General is only a couple of blocks from where you are. You're pretty close to it.
Okay. I would say we head there.
Good. All right, so I've got my eyes looking out for a gun store.
Gun store. All right. So yeah, you don't notice any on your way to the hospital. You pretty much are able to get there by a couple of roads and some back alleyways, but you eventually make your way to Raccoon General Hospital. It's on the same block as St. Michael Clock Tower. You can kind of see it looming over the block from where you are. So the hospital is a pretty large and wide and tall building. It's about 4 stories tall. There are metallic letters on a small roof that hangs over the front entrance that read Raccoon Hospital. You see the glass double doors at the front entrance.
I'm following the group.
Okay.
I don't know this place.
Yeah. Yes, Emil, the outsider.
I'm gonna. Obviously, there's a probably a morgue wing, and that's where we're gonna take him.
Okay.
First, I would assume.
Yeah. So from where you're at, also were you gonna say something? Okay.
Oh yeah. It was the Katara was gonna be like, I'll go with you guys to the hospital, but I need to get back to my house.
Okay.
If you look, I know you don't trust me, and you have all the reasons to not. But if you're looking to go through and take down or report Umbrella, I'm not going to go against it. I will talk if you need me.
This is why I want you all here whenever we take Mike down, because then I can take your statements.
Alright. I'll do that then.
Okay.
All right. So do you head into the hospital?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys move, I think we lost Lisa in roll 20.
He's still away.
Sorry. I'll refresh.
So yeah, as you guys enter the hospital, you see that the lobby is actually quite packed with sickly citizens, people of all ages, many people coughing violently just all around. This place is packed, and there was almost a line practically going to the door. But
normal?
yeah, you guys see like that this place is in complete disarray, completely packed, completely busy. There are nurses running every which way, some carrying bodies away on gurneys. Some of them you can't even tell if the bodies are alive or dead. But yeah, this place
normal?
is full of activity.
Is this normal?
No.
What is?
Can I grab a doctor or a nurse and stop them and ask them what's going on?
Yeah. So you do that, and as you enter, and you stop a nurse who's passing by, and she sees you guys with the corpse. She's like, oh my. Okay, I'm gonna have to go get someone for that, but yeah, we're quite busy right now.
Yeah,
So-
well, I would like some urgency in this. And I show her my badge.
Oh, okay, yes, of course. She runs off and disappears into the hallway in the back of the lobby. A few moments later, she comes back with some more doctors and nurses who immediately rush to attend you, and they take Mike off your hands. So they start basically rushing him away, kind of prop him up on a gurney, and start taking his body back down the hallways. Are you following along with them?
No, I'm just gonna tell them to take him, pronounce him dead, and take him to the morgue, and we'll come back.
Yeah. So
because of the hectic situation, we have other business to take care of, and we know that they'll do their part. And I'll be back for their official statement on his pronouncing of death.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, the doctor quickly asks you before they whisk him away, and she's like, "Oh, what happened? Is this guy dead?"
He's dead.
All right, we're gonna have to officially declare that and probably do an autopsy at some point. But wait here. You see a receptionist off to the right. There's like a receptionist desk, and one of them flags you.
Yes.
She hands you some clipboard with some paperwork on it and says, "Yeah, I'm just gonna need you to fill out some of this stuff."
Okay, I'll take the clipboard and fill it out.
So it's a bunch of basic paperwork. You have asking for the name of the patient and your relation to them and things of that nature. So you're easily enough able to sit down and fill it out, given a couple of minutes, and you do you hand it back to the receptionist afterwards, I assume?
Yes.
So yeah, it actually takes quite some time, but you get it done within the hour. So what are you doing next?
I'd assume with my background in the police that I kind of know the shortcuts, things that they don't really need to know, things that they do.
Yeah.
Things that I can fill out at a later date.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Turn to the group and ask them if they'd like to go somewhere else to take the statements, because it's a little hectic here. If they would like to follow me to the police station where I can gather my things, and we can do the statements at the police station.
A little laggy.
Sure. Lisa, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You disconnected earlier, so
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I've been to the station. Do I know where it is here in comparison to where we are here?
You're a little turned around after the overnight stay in a creepy cabin that you weren't expecting, and especially coming back to the city from a path that was quite different from how you entered the mountains. You're quite confused as to where you are, I would say.
I will note down the location of the church that I saw, though.
Yeah.
And I will follow them to the station.
Okay, so as you guys are on your way out, actually, you see a sharp-dressed man in a sort of beige three-piece suit within kind of brown combed-over hair and a well-kept beard. He kind of enters through the front door as you guys are about to leave, and he stops Chauncey and says, "No, are you the guy I'm looking for? Are you the one who brought in the body?"
Depends. I mean, like, we brought in a body, but is it the body that you're talking about?
From what we can tell, there's a lot of bodies around here.
Yeah, someone with grievous stab wounds from what I was described.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
He extends his hand. He's for a handshake, and he says, "My name's Robin Chester. I'm the county coroner."
Oh, okay, yeah. I shake his hand and throw my badge out. I explained to him that I'm a police officer.
Oh, okay, police officer.
Detective.
Detective? What do I call you?
Just call me Chauncey. It's fine.
Chauncey. Well, it's my understanding that you brought in a violently deceased man with no attending physician at the time of death. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, it's my job to investigate these kinds of deaths. So I'm going to be needing to ask you some questions later tonight. In the meantime, I need to be in the operating room to supervise the autopsy and certify the death. So you're off the hook for now, but come back here in a couple of hours so I could conduct your interview.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna grab these guys as interviews myself and do my police side of this thing, and I'll bring you all the information I have.
All right, thank you, sir. And he kind of takes his briefcase and heads down the halls towards in the same direction that you saw the doctors and nurses whisking Mike away earlier.
What's that guy's name again?
Robin Chester, he introduced himself as.
Like, I should I do like a insight check? Because he just come out of nowhere, or did he look legit?
He looks legit, from what you were able to tell, or make an insight check anyway if you want. What are you trying to? You just trying to see if he's trustworthy?
Yeah, like, because he came out of nowhere, everything was fine. This doesn't seem like it's the same way that I would have handled it, or it's been handled before.
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
Investigate?
No, the insight is its own skill.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that was crappy. This is it.
Yeah, it's a social skill.
Oh,
hey, that's pretty good. So, I mean, obviously, he's very well dressed, so he definitely looks the part. But you do actually know the name Robin Chester, being a police officer by reputation. You would know that he's an elected official. So you'd never personally met him before, but you get the sense that this is the right guy.
Okay. Make sure he's gonna go take care of my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Do everything by the book.
Uh-huh. So then, as you turn around again, new person enters through the front doors and sets his sights on you. As the individual is a heavy-set man with brown, slicked back hair. He's got a ridiculous mustache on his face and a dark vest over a white shirt and a red tie. Chauncey, you recognize this man as Brian Irons, the chief of police, and your boss. And he just makes a beeline for you, and he says, Chauncey, I came as soon as I heard.
Yeah, it's bad. Real bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about Mike. What exactly happened?
I mean, a lot. A lot has happened. I'm still trying to grab or get a grip of it. And so these people here were with us when it happened. So I'm gonna gather the right intel, and I'll report to you as soon as I get it all on paper.
Well, very well. You know where to find me if need be.
Yes.
And he kind of looks you guys up and down. You are all, by the way, very dirty looking people by this point. Your clothes are kind of stained with blood from the long night of fighting. And he definitely gives you guys a sideways glance.
Can I have like 3/4 cover by a meal?
Yeah, sure. You little girl hides behind a meal, kind of peeking out at the big, imposing chief.
Don't worry, guys. I'll handle him. Like I said, all I need is your statements, and then we can figure out what happened. Or once we figure out what exactly happened, I mean, you're free to do your own business. I'm not going to hold you any longer than that. just help me clear his death.
Yeah.
So I assume I can lead them to the police station.
Mhm.
Here?
Yep. So you guys exit the hospital, and you start walking. It's a good few blocks away from here to the police station. It'll probably, on foot, take you another half hour to an hour to get there.
Okay, can I talk while we're walking?
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I'm just gonna, while we're here, gather some information. Just like I know what happened. I know what you've seen, and I can put that down. But it's just all got to make sense. This makes no sense, guys. It's just gonna be a tough case. So just give me briefly what you feel is needed to describe how he died, and what was going on. I'll put it down. I'm not gonna bust your guys' balls over this. But while you're in town, at least give me a couple places where I can find you. If you're looking for something specific, I know my way around. I can help you get around. I'm here to help from after we're done with it.
Yeah, I'll let him know where I'm staying at the hotel. I'll give him the
Okay.
address.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I give my I give Qatar's address.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, you now know where everybody's staying, and of course you know where the Foster household is for Archaea.
That was my question. Is Archaea gonna go back to Mike's house, or I'm gonna kneel down to her. Where would you like to go? I know that probably going home isn't going to be the best thing for you at the moment. Would you like to come with me? Would you like to see if somebody else will keep an eye on you?
She hugs tightly to Emil and says nothing.
Do I take it Emil wants to babysit?
Not particularly.
At this point, she's going to look up at Emil with puppy dog eyes, and she's going to try to persuade him into taking
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
With
All
advantage.
Just a straight persuasion check in this instance, because
Wait,
he's hardly known you a day.
yes.
does she have a family to go home to? An adult caretaker to go to?
You would know that Mike Foster's next of kin would be Brandon, his son, who is still at the apartment last you heard. So, but yeah, so 18. Emil, she's pretty convincing. You get the sense that this is a girl alone in the world that needs, at the very least, an interim father figure.
I'm gonna like kneel down and get on her level a little bit.
Oh no.
So I'm in a little bit of a squat. Do you have any home to go to right now?
She just shakes her head no.
Not even. Excuse me. Not even Mike's house. What does he his wife? Yep.
She again shakes her head no.
I can look after you for a little bit, but I don't know if there's much I can legally do.
And she continues to cling to your leg. Well, you in general.
How
'Cause you're
about
not squatting.
I fix this for all of us? Why don't we just stick together until the whole situation blows over? It'd be nice just so we can keep together and we can all still get things done. Because I'm sure everybody has their own things to do. But
I
if we
have
stick
to.
together-
I'm gonna have to get back to the hotel soon because I am paying for that room.
Well, I mean,
Hey.
if you'd like, I'm sure you can just crash on my couch, in my house.
I
It
would
save you
appreciate
some
that.
money.
I would appreciate that.
Okay.
Oh my. I need to make sure my family made it back home.
I understand. And as far as you go, I if I could get your statement, you're free to go on as needed. But I would really like for you to stay in town.
I will stay.
We progress the rest of the way towards.
Yeah. So by at this point, you
Do I see?
make
do I
it to
see
the RPD station. Yeah.
See any gun shops?
Make a perception check on the way.
What?
Second of the night. Emil, the wise monger. These are all wisdom checks.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. So, So
You want to get wise with me?
So on your way, you actually, through the route Chauncey takes you guys, you see Kendo's gun shop on the way. Chauncey knows this as the most reputable place in town, but you just see a gun shop.
Okay. I note that down. So we're headed towards the gun place. It's going to be right to the police station. So it'll be police station, gun shop, church.
Okay.
Emil has weird priorities.
Okay.
That's like the relationship with them, right? There's like
Can I
police
notice
station,
him?
gun shop, church.
Can I notice him noticing the gun shop?
Emil, do you telegraph it or do you just side glance it?
Well, once I know where it is, I'm just gonna look and make sure I memorize the street name, so it's not too hidden. I'm
okay. Yeah, you noticed Emil eyeballing it, but
Can I give him a nudge and ask him what he's looking for? Like, what are you looking for?
I just need do you know if they do custom weapons?
Well, I mean, they're pretty reputable. They're a nice group of guys. That's where I tend to do most of my shopping. But I mean, I'm sure they have some things that might interest you there. Most things that would interest you there. But I know some other places, but not so reputable. But we can talk about that later. I mean,
I'm not so much looking for a weapon. I'm looking to get an engraving.
Oh, well, maybe they'll be able to do that for you. I've never really thought about getting my weapons all marked up.
Well,
Mine nice and clean.
I don't plan on never using this weapon again. So
That's fine. I understand. But let's go forward with this and get this out of the way first.
moving forward.
So, which one are you guys going to?
Police station.
Okay, so you beeline it for the police station. It's just a couple of blocks south from where the Kendo's gun shop is. So you take a couple of side alleys and streets, and you eventually guide the whole party to the RPD station. So entering inside, the whole place is a bustle. There's lots of activity. But Chauncey, you've seen this happen every once in a while, but never so much on this scale. But yeah, you're able to go about whatever business you want to do in here, nonetheless.
Okay, I don't mind all the craziness. I'll look into that, guys. Let's just go up to my office here. I'm assuming I have an office like.
So there's like a bullpen area. You and
Okay.
Mike naturally sort of, because Mike had an office and you sort of shared and bummed off of it a little bit, but you do have a desk within the bullpen area as well.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take him into Mike's office just to get quiet
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
Okay.
get some writing down. I'm just going to fast track the writing, being that we all
Yeah.
we all have that. And I'm going to rustle through one of Mike's desks or drawers where I would assume my keys would be.
Okay, yeah. You find the keys that you'd stashed away in one of his drawers previously.
Okay. All right, you guys. That's enough information. I think we'd be good to go about our own ways. If you'd like, I have my car downstairs, and we can stop by the pop machine and get some
drinks,
and we can go about our way. And I'll stop back here.
Quick question: was there like a water fountain or something like near where
Yeah,
like
you guys are
back where like the hospital was?
I was
or
just
maybe...
about to make you guys start rolling, but there are a few water fountains around the police building. There's also like you mentioned, a vending machine where you could get water bottles and things of that nature.
I also during the report I do make clear that that the BOW, I don't know what that is, that the monster that killed him was and 1X Jack Carmine.
And I put that in bold.
Yeah.
Because I'm chicken scratching everything down. Notes was.
Yeah.
Because that was like the reason we were there, was to look for him. So that way that this report matches up with the report that Mike had for the reason he was up there.
Okay.
I'm assuming there's probably like a file for Jack Carmine that was laying on his desk.
Yeah, there was from Emil's visit earlier. Mike had the file open for the whole missing persons phenomenon case, and yeah, you see plenty of files for Jack Carmine and the numerous other people who had gone missing over the past couple of years. And yeah, you kind of are able to put it in with the rest of those files and put a close on that envelope.
Yeah. And then as we're walking out, if you guys would like, there's water fountains and a vending machine. I'm going to stop at the vending machine. I tend to like to be able to take water with me on the go.
Yeah, I'll take some. I'll just use the fountain.
Okay. So, Chauncey. Okay. So, Chauncey and Katara head to a vending machine. You guys are able to get a couple of bottles of water. I'll just take $1 off of your cash for all of it.
Okay.
For water for the whole party. And, Emil, you go for a fountain?
Yeah, I'm just going for a fountain.
Is that $1 per
Bless
person
you.
or $1?
$1 for the whole party.
All right, I got this, guys. Don't you worry, I got this.
Water was cheap in 1998.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I know,
Here.
right?
Yeah.
Quarter bottle for you, quarter bottle for you, quarter bottle for you. Here you go, little girl. Quarter bottle. I just gave someone my bottle twice. I'm sorry.
Okay, but Emil still goes for Zoff to get to one of the fountains, or do you take one of the water bottles?
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna have the bottle and then use the fountain for this. I have the bottle later.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, you're parched and you are just happy to see water. So after all of this fighting and all of this mayhem, and yeah, you started drinking some water from the fountain, and you start taking huge gulps to satiate yourself. You get rehydrated, but I am going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit, it's in water.
Yeah. You always drink the bottled water, my friend.
All right, hold on. Okay.
GG.
All right, this is it. This is it for me.
Oh,
No! I was lying. I was joking.
7. All right. You take. You get, like I said, you get rehydrated, but there's something off about the water. Like it just has, it tastes proper, but like I don't know, there's some tinge to it that just doesn't sit right with you. You take 3 points of necrotic damage, but yeah, that was weird. That was weird, but it still did water's job.
What's wrong with that water?
Oh no,
like it.
you need to check your pipes.
Yeah, sometimes that fountain gets a little warm.
Oh, that was really bad. No, really. That's not water.
Well, here's this water bottle.
I'm gonna
Rinse your
take
mouth
that.
out.
I'm gonna take that.
So you take the water bottle from Chauncey.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy another thing of water for everybody.
Alright. Yeah, we'll do another. Yeah, go ahead and mark another $1 off.
Yeah.
So everybody has a couple of rounds of water.
There we go. All right, guys. Like to make a quick stop by my house if you guys don't mind, and
I'm gonna grab my stuff by the hotel.
Okay.
oh
So-
yeah, I can run you by the hotel first if you'd like.
For sure.
Okay, so Chauncey leads you guys down into the police station's basement where there are a variety of vehicles in the garage area. He leads you to his car, which is a rather large one. It's a big, black 1994, I believe it's a Hummer H1?
H1.
H1.
Yep, H1.
But yeah, it is a large, sturdy, militant-looking vehicle, and he leads you guys to it.
Can I post the picture in the Discord?
Yeah. If you guys want,
Yeah, you know his car.
Oh yeah.
if you guys want visual reference, yeah, Doc does have a picture available.
I want to see this.
Yeah, if possible, you could also link it in the Twitch chat so that viewers can take a look too. But anyway,
yeah.
So yeah, you eventually all load up into his Hummer, and he puts the keys in the ignition. It hums to life with vibrancy and a loud roar, and you back up out of the garage and exit the police station. So, where are you heading first?
Hotel?
Actually, is Katara going to come with us?
Katara?
Do you need a ride back to your house?
I think this would be easier just to get everyone around real quick. Probably, maybe.
Yeah, I would like a ride, please.
Yeah, I'll give you a ride. You want to get dropped off first, and maybe I can come back and pick you back up?
Drink the water.
Drink the water.
Sure.
Okay, so Katara's in the vehicle as well. So, whole gang loads up.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's what you guys were looking at. It basically looks like a full-on Humvee.
I'm loving it.
And I'm going to try to get a link, but that's just a pic. I saved the picture.
I think the Discord makes it a link.
Yeah, Discord makes it a link if you
Yeah.
click on it and hit open original, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can post that in the chat. I'll do it really quick since I'm already here.
Okay, thank you.
Also, Arkea is going to speak up, and she's going to be like, "So, Chauncey, do you mind dropping me off at Mike's? I'm sure Brandon's there."
Yeah, we'll get there. I mean, I live right above you, so it'll be our last stop.
It's actually he actually does. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so
Okay.
Yeah,
So you guys-
we'll go take Katara where she needs to go first, and then we'll take Emil where he would like to go.
Yeah,
and then
grab
we'll
I
head
need
back
to
to our
grab my
house.
back.
yeah, I'll have you know. Given Katara gives you her address and general location of her home, you do know that is quite a bit out of your ways. That's up in the suburbs, all the way to the northeast of the city. So
Is
you
that where I'm headed?
no, yours is
No, for
due-
later.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So, you would know, Chauncey, that the Apple Inn is basically just around the corner from you. So,
Okay, yeah, let's. Okay, we'll stop at the hotel first then.
Okay, so. Okay. Never mind.
okay.
Yeah.
So you stop at the hotel, and as you enter, the receptionist immediately recognizes you and be like, "Oh, sir, you haven't been back in a few days. You hadn't charged for the whole week."
Oh, I did pay for the first day, and then I was gone one day, and then now I'm back, so I missed a day, and I just
Yeah.
motioned to like the blood and clothes. I'm like, rough day.
Yes, I'm afraid
I'll pay for both days.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So it would be like $100, right?
I believe. Yeah, I'll get you your quote in a moment, but you could go ahead and go upstairs. You get to your room, and
I'll let her know I'm gonna grab my bag and I'm gonna check out.
Okay. So yeah, you get up to your room. You gather all of your belongings, your big sort of canvas duffel bag, and and then you check out on the way out. So for the second day, it is going to cost you another $50. So
So it's just 50, or is it the?
yeah, 50.
Just 50. Yeah, sweet. Okay.
While he was in the hotel, can I ask Tara if there was anything else in town that she would need to do before we take her outside of town? Because it'd be much easier to go ahead and get everything done here. If there's a way to call to check on her family or anything, because it is a little out of the way.
There's nothing else I want to do out here. There's nothing I can really do.
Okay. Alrighty, yeah. I mean, we'll get you there. I'll take you there next, just to get that out of the way.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so you head to the suburbs next?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a good long drive, but it takes you about a half hour later. It's starting to push well into the evening. The sun has fallen by this point, and but yeah, you eventually get to the suburbs, and you drop Katara off at her house. You see a massive 2-story residence with a kind of beige exterior. There are a number of windows facing the street, and the front entrance is like these elegant double doors with glass designs in them. There are 2 pillars to either side of the front entrance, upholding kind of an overhanging roof, and there's a garage and all that. So, yeah, you drop her off.
Check the Discord.
Yeah, well, he's streaming.
Oh, yeah,
so-
Yeah, I'm streaming. Yeah,
we got a physical image.
That's pretty.
Oh, of the house.
yeah.
Oh,
As you're
nice.
describing it, this thing came to life. And
Yeah. That's the
Good
power of imagination.
job. Yep, real good.
Yeah, Katara, you see your house out before you.
All right.
It's a nice house.
Thank you.
It's a nice house.
Thank you. Oh my throat today. Sorry, guys. So I just looks at everyone. She's like, if you guys need to contact me, here's my number. She just kind of like throws out a number.
I jotted down in my police book.
Okay.
My notebook.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a phone.
Well, none of us have cell phones,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
No,
Yeah,
nobody
no,
has
it's
cell
just-
phones, so she gives you
I
like
have a beeper.
landline
I
phone.
might have a pager.
Yeah.
It's got a pager.
I'll give out my pager number to anybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
Police only.
Again, thank you. Hopefully, I mean, I see you guys soon. I don't know.
I mean, we'll see on that.
I'm just as long as you're in town until all this blows over. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of each other.
All right.
Yeah.
Gets out, closes the door,
All right, and then in
heads over to
proper
her house.
Katara fashion, awkwardly exits and walks the pathway down to the front entrance. The
Question.
porch light lights up as she approaches, and she uses her keys to get inside. What's your question, Lisa?
What time is it?
So it took you about an hour and a half to get back to the city, and then another hour of travel. So to get to from the hospital to the police station. So yeah, it's probably pushing 9 o'clock, I would say, in the evening.
Okay, so
And then another, half hour of like walking and driving in between. So yeah, probably well over 9.
So Arcea's sitting in the back with like her head like against Emil's shoulder, like sleeping.
It's past her bedtime. She's out cold.
I was assuming Emil was riding shotgun.
Oh yeah, probably what I was thinking too.
Oh yeah.
We're both military boys. We love our Hummer.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah. No, yeah,
This
it
is
feels like
this
home
is
in this vehicle, Emil.
Yeah.
hmm
It's actually the military edition. Still same old cardboard seats.
Love it.
Lean against the window.
Yeah.
As the sleep.
Okay,
It looks
so
bulletproof, but it's not.
so Arcea's out cold in the back.
I'm
So-
just like nothing's ever bulletproof.
Head back toward the apartments. I would assume. If it's getting late, would you guys like to stop and get something to eat? Is there somewhere where you can stop to get something quick?
Sure.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
I could
we're
say
all
you guys
hungry
could
at this
get some fast food. By the way, Lauren, you are in the suburbs at the moment.
Yes. Okay. I still need to head down to the shop first, though.
Okay. So, yeah, you head back to the inner city. After some drive, you look around for something to eat. You know the city pretty well, so I'm not going to make you roll anything. You've been here, living here for a while, but you eventually get something. I'm just gonna ask that you mark off for the whole party. We'll say $15 for some quick fast food.
Yep.
And then yeah, you guys
I'm gonna
get
spend I'm gonna spend the $18 because I don't like having the 3.
Okay. Yeah. You get some extra French fries.
Aw.
Yep. That's good.
That's ass French fries.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the money that I found inside of Mike's wallet.
Oh man.
No, one of the dead dude's wallets. So we're good. I don't say that. I'm assuming we all got a meal. I'm assuming we all have a meal to
I've
eat.
got a meal.
Yeah.
Headache,
Somebody say a meal.
Yeah, that's I said it real fast. I was like, we don't all have it in meal.
All right. So yeah, you guys all get some eats, and then where are you heading after that?
To the apartments.
What type of eats did you get, by the way, just for roleplay?
I went with the cheeseburger.
Okay. Yeah.
Run of the mill cheeseburger and fries.
Mm-hmm.
Cheeseburgers are nice.
All right.
Katara, or not Katara. Emil, what'd you get to eat?
Something
I'm
modest.
placing the order. I'm placing the order at the window right now. I want a cheeseburger and fries. What do you want to eat?
I'll have fries and something modest. I don't want to use up too much of your money. So-
It's fine. It's fine. I got this. But my treat. Don't worry. Don't worry about the price. There's nothing called modest on the menu board here.
I get like a like a chicken sandwich or something.
Okay.
Little girl, what would you like?
Oh, she's dead.
Oh, she's dead. She don't. I get her chicken nuggets and French fries.
Okay. Yeah, chicken nuggets and French fries waiting for you when you wake up.
Little girls love cold chicken and French fries. Daughter eats them all the time, so I know little girl. I just predicted she'd be hungry whenever she wakes up. But okay.
So
Yep.
you guys keep traveling. Where are you heading to afterwards?
Yeah, apartments.
Okay, so you travel back to the apartment complex at which the Foster and Clancy residence is located. So are you, I take it you guys are headed inside at this moment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you head in, you see, as you enter the building, you see you pass by the reception desk as normal. You pass by the receptionist, who's this kind of heavy-set man with balding hair, and he's just like, "Hey, Chauncey, you look a little worse for wear."
Oh, it's been a rough day. It's been a real rough day. I just need to go get me some sleep. How you doing?
Yeah, same old, same old. Didn't see you come back last night.
Oh, you know me. I'm a night owl.
Sad.
I guess I do. And he just opens up the raccoon press and kicks his feet up on the desk and keeps reading.
Can I grab the newspaper and fold it down and be like, what's the news? What have you heard? What's been going on lately? Because I'm assuming he's one of my intel kind of people.
Yeah, this is your receptionist that you see all the time.
He
Jim.
also reads the paper.
Yeah, Jim reads the paper for sure. And he kind of looks up at it. He's just like, there's some influenza outbreak stuff going on. Practically every other person's getting it, but I'm doing fine right here.
Yeah, you stay good. I need you. Good guy. Give him a high five.
He high fives you enthusiastically.
Yeah.
With as much enthusiasm as somebody who sits down all day can muster.
Yeah. I would assume. Maybe a little greasy fingers.
Yeah.
Wipe my hands on my side.
While all this is going on, can Archaea just go like
I assume I'm carrying her.
home?
I mean, I'm assuming you rouse awake by this point. You're in Emil's arms.
Aw. She looks up. Down?
All right. Yeah.
She goes.
Okay.
She goes up
Her
to
down.
the apartment.
Okay, so yeah, you start heading up the spiral staircase up to your place. You're just on the second floor, so It's not too much of a walk as opposed to taking the elevator. In the meantime, as you guys make your way up the apartment complex, now Chauncey being on the top floor, you probably take the elevator, right?
I'm gonna be with the group to get her to a safe place. First.
Okay. So as you guys head up, in the meantime, what's Katara doing?
She's looking for her parents in the house.
Okay, you get home, you call out for your parents, and no response. So yeah, you've sort of entered into the living room area of this massive residence. There's what looks to be a quality silk couches all over the place. There's a early flat screen plasma television, and very exclusive at the time.
It's like 6 inches thin.
And
flat screen still weighed 3,000 pounds back then.
Yeah, and yeah, you kind of glance around the room as you turn the lights on, making your way inside. This place seems to be empty. In fact, come to think of it, even earlier, before you'd left with the party to the Arklay Mountains, you'd remembered having not seen your parents for a couple of days, and you don't even know if they ever went in for the underground lab when you all were going in to retrieve your data from there with the USS. It's very unusual.
Yeah, she's immediately going to go through and check the parents' room.
Okay. Oh, as you're on your way, you also notice you have kind of your landline phone kind of built into the wall and an answering machine with it. It's flashing red as if it had a message of some sort.
Oh, well, you know. Ooh, what's this? Click.
Okay. So you push the button and enter all your information to be able to get the voicemail to play, and you hear...
You have one unheard message. Hey, Katara, it's Grimson. Give me a call as soon as you're back in town. The executives have a big fat bonus waiting for us as soon as we turn in any recovered data from the cabin. And there's another bonus if you manage to snag any samples while you were there. Plus, I need to do a security debriefing. Make sure there's no loose ends and all that. Anyway, like I said, let me know as soon as possible. End of messages. You have...
It's on loop, but yep, that's the end of it.
I will call him back later. I'm not dealing with this.
First sleep.
So, you head up to your parents' bedroom immediately afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And all seems in order.
Where have they gone? This is bothering me a lot. And she's looking around the room, looking at the bookcase. Or the bookshelf.
You see the bookshelf. There are empty spaces in one big chunk.
Books on the floor at all?
No, everything seems in pretty much the order that you would leave this house in. So it's all neat and tidy, and the books that you're probably looking for are scattered.
She's just like, alright, I'm exhausted. You know what? I'm sure my parents won't mind. Goes over to the bed.
Okay, yeah, you see the big California King mattress and just flop onto it. And it is very soft and very silky. You have nothing but the finest linens in this household.
Yeah, she's gonna lay there. She's like, my parents don't care. They're not here. I'm just gonna go to sleep. They'll kick me out of their bed when they get home, if they do.
Does she get a bonus, like, stamina boost for sleeping in comfy or sleeping in comfy beds? I might go back up right now.
So are you settling in for the long rest then?
Yeah, settling in for that long rest.
Alright. So, meanwhile, back at the uptown apartment complex, the rest of the party makes their way up the stairs and up to the Foster household. So, what are you guys doing?
I guess I got Mike's keys, so I would open up the door.
Okay, you open up the door for Archaea. And, as you guys...
Can I say to her as I let her in, I'm like, why don't you grab a few things and you just come stay up there with me and Emil. I think it'd probably be for the best that you at least stayed with us.
Okay, I'll be up there in a little bit. I know where you live, Chauncey.
Okay, yeah, just I'll let you to it. Just come upstairs whenever you're ready.
I will.
Mm-hmm. So you head into the apartment and you're immediately greeted with your adopted older sibling, Brandon, who jumps up from the couch. He's in front of the TV, kind of watching the news, and he immediately jumps up and goes over to you. He's like, "Geesh, Archaea, where have you been?"
She motions to her like outfit, and she's like, "Brandon, it's a long story." And she's got like tears in her eyes. She's like ready to cry.
What's going on? Where? I mean, where's Dad?
Dad's a little out of commission right now.
What do you mean? I understand
happened.
you left with him. You left with him last night. Where's you? Neither of you been getting back. I have no way of getting in touch with you. So much for the talent show. I mean, the school canceled anyway.
Canceled?
Yeah, the whole Warren Elementary went down. Haven't you? I guess, I don't know, whatever you're doing, you must not have heard the news. I pulled an all-nighter writing the music for your bit and everything.
Aw. That one kid just wants to, like, pour tears.
Are we there?
No, you guys,
No, you guys
I assume
okay.
you guys headed up.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I've got my bag.
She goes over to the couch and, like, pats the couch to tell him to come sit with her.
Come on, he goes over and sits next to you. Come on, what's up, Archaea? What's going on? I don't like being in the dark. I called the cops. They were all pretty busy and just told me they'd get back to me if they hear from Mike. But I don't like this. You went missing for a long time.
And she says, "Brandon, I'm gonna be as blunt as possible with you as I can. Dad's not coming home."
And you see his eyes just sort of go wide, and he was already pretty perturbed, but at this point you just see the reflection and his eyes just sort of start to well. He's like, what do you mean?
Brandon, Dad's dead.
I don't... Yeah.
And at this point, she's hugging him. She's just and crying hysterically.
No, yeah, he's crying wells of tears as well, and he's just letting it all out right now. And so you two just he kind of pulls you close for a long embrace as he cries over your head.
Yeah, because he's taller than she is. Okay, so she looks up at him after a while and she says, "Mysterious food just appeared in front of my face." No. She says, "Chauncey wants me to stay with him tonight. I'm sure he wouldn't mind if you came as well."
I don't even know what to make of all this, Archaea. You can't just drop this all on me. What happened? What happened last night? What happened?
She looks at him and she's like, "It's hard to explain, Brandon. We were in a cabin in the woods and there were zombies or dead people walking
What are you talking about? You're not making any sense."
And well, if you don't think that makes any sense, then just wait till you hear what killed Dad. 7 foot clawed arm, humanoid hands, naked.
This-
If it makes you feel any better, he got thrown at me.
I don't understand how you can be so smug about this right now. You're telling me my dad is dead.
Hey, Brandon, he wasn't just your dad, okay? He was my dad too. I loved him.
Where is he? What happened to his body?
Chauncey took it to the morgue. Everything's fine. Well, not fine, but I mean, it'll be taken care of properly, I'm sure.
And he kind of plants his face in his palm for a bit and just sits there. And after he takes a deep breath, he starts to refocus himself. Says, "I think he has like a safe in the back room. He gave me the combination in case, well, you know, he's a cop, in case something like this happens.
Uh-huh.
So, I think his last will's in there, so I guess I'll go get it."
Arkia gets up and goes to her room and like starts gathering like clothes and stuff.
And he disappears into Mike's room for a bit. And well, before you part ways, he just says, "Yeah, oh no, maybe it's for the best that you go up and stay with Chauncey tonight, like you said. I think I need to be alone for a bit."
Don't do anything stupid, Brandon.
Yeah. Well, it's not like things can get much worse now, is it?
Well, never say that because it always does.
Yeah. And he just disappears into Mike's room.
Archaea just starts flumming through like clothes and everything, and she changes into something else. Gets rid of the clothes.
Yeah, you get a fresh pair of clothes. Your father's blood no longer staining them, and you can get ready to head out. The news is just sort of playing in the background in the living room as the TV flickers on with no audience.
Yeah, that's all but gone. She goes upstairs, knocks on Chauncey's door.
Okay. So, yep, you head up to the top floor, knock on Chauncey's door. Chauncey and Emil, the two of you, as you, during that time, had headed up to the uppermost floor, and you, Emil, you immediately notice that there's pretty much only one door up on this floor, and as you guys head in, you enter to what looks to be a large kind of studio apartment unit. It's a huge open space. It's got hardwood floors. It's kind of industrial looking and a bit of a bachelor pad. It's in a little bit of disarray with kind of clothes and bottles and empty pizza boxes just sort of lying around.
I dig it.
On the walls, you see kind of various kind of magnums, vintage rifles, and some custom handguns just framed behind glass and mounted on the wall for display.
Well, make yourself at home. As I walk in the doorway, I toss my keys on the little stand beside the door. And I'm assuming my phone would be there if there's any messages for me. But I just look and the fridge is over there. There's not much. I haven't been shopping lately. There's some bottles of water in there.
I just need a shower.
Maybe some scraps. Shower's over there. There's some clean linens in there. I just had laundry done. This is the couch. You're more than welcome to crash on it. Yeah.
I start heading towards the shower.
Okay, yeah, so you get yourself a shower.
And my change of clothes ready.
Right. So yeah, Emil starts hitting the shower. About quarter of an hour later, within a half hour or so, Archaea, or rather, you hear a knock at the door.
Well, I'm assuming I'm in the midst of like trying to pick up some of the crap and move it while he was showering and before Archaea comes up, and I stop with a pile of boxes of pizza, walk back over, and open up the door.
All right. Yeah, so there's a leaning tower of pizza in the corner. Chauncey makes his way back to the front entrance and opens it up. You see the little girl now with a fresh change of clothes, waiting at your doorstep.
Oh, come on in.
She walks in.
Yep, she just waltzes on in, her hair bouncing behind her.
Yep.
I'm assuming that I have like a military issue sleeping bag of some sort, and
no, yeah, you probably
ones that I can toss down for her.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's something Chauncey would have. So you're able to shuffle some of that stuff out of a small storage compartment and eventually throw down a couple for your guests.
Yeah,
I've actually got some sleeping provisions in my bag as well.
Oh, well.
I'm gonna sit on the couch, turn on the TV, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
While I wait for my shower, because I should have got the shower first.
All right, I'm out of the. I don't think it took me half an hour to take a shower because I'm military. And
yeah, of course.
It's gonna take me 45, so don't pick it up.
So, as soon as I get out, I have my bag and I start like getting ready for sleeping. But I take out the M1911 and I take it apart and start cleaning it.
Okay, so yeah, you dismantle Jack Carmine's firearm and start cleaning it. What's the TV on to?
Just kind of. I just turn it on, assuming it'd be on like my favorite news channel as default, and then I put the remote down in case anybody wants to change it.
Yeah.
And I show Emil like a gun cleaning kit and be like, "Hey, here's this. You can use this if you'd like."
Thank you.
Is anybody kind of listening in on the news?
I'm cleaning the gun absent-mindedly while watching the news.
Okay, yeah. So you all kind of hear the news going on as you're in your respective places. You see a news anchor just kind of droning on saying, "Panic continues to spread throughout the city as a record number of citizens have called in sick to their workplaces. As we reported earlier in the day, Warren Elementary has closed down due to a lack of available staff. Experts claim that this is an early precursor to severe flu season in the coming months. However, other analysts have noted that the sudden influenza outbreak is localized to Raccoon City and has not yet reached anywhere else in the surrounding region." And as she's about to move on, you see her hand kind of go up to her ear, and she just sort of pauses and looks straight back, spiking the camera. "Breaking news, this just in. We have confirmed reports of a mass shooting on the Raccoon University campus. Eyewitnesses claim that a masked gunman opened fire on scientists at the school's Umbrella-funded laboratory. The altercation led to a shootout between the gunman and Umbrella's private security. Witnesses also note that the gunman was wearing a uniform and body armor identical to that of the Umbrella security staff, leading some to speculate that the gunman is a former or current employee of the company. The shooter is still at large. We will have more on this story as it develops."
Do we have Katara's number?
Yeah, you guys did. You guys exchanged numbers before she left.
I got it on my notepad.
I'm calling her.
I'm gonna go take my shower.
Okay.
I take his notepad. I take his notepad and I head towards the device. Do I see his phone somewhere?
Yeah, it's over there by the front door,
Okay.
on like the little end table that would be right there where I put my keys.
I'm calling Katara.
Okay, so you call Katara. Katara, over at the Oswald residence, you hear
Happily napping.
happily napping as sleep begins to take you in the solemn quiet of the empty home. You hear your landline ringing downstairs.
Why now? So she's just gonna get up, grumpy, not happy, just goes downstairs and just like gets to the phone. Hello.
Katara, this is Emil.
Oh. Yeah, hi.
Turn on the TV and switch to the news station.
Okay. She's gonna go get a remote. If there's, whatever. Turn on the TV.
Yeah, you turn on your fancy flat screen plasma TV of the late 90s, and you see immediately on every news station is broadcasting the same story, this sudden shootout at the Raccoon University campus between what looked to be what you could discern as basically a USS operative and other USS.
Oh.
Yeah. You know anything about this?
No, well, when I came back, there was the security person that was with me the first time, Grimson, had called me, told me to get back to him whenever I got back. But nothing in the recording was said about this. I mean, I don't even know how long ago the voice message was.
You think this could be a rogue agent, or do you think this has something to do with what we went through?
I would hope it's a rogue agent and nothing that we've gone through, but remember what I stated back then. Umbrella's dangerous.
Clearly. Apparently even to itself. So I'd watch your back.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for the heads up. I'll make sure to watch my back. I'll call you guys if anything happens.
Hopefully you're alive in the morning. And then he hangs up.
The line goes dead after that solemn reminder.
All right then.
Click.
Just click.
Just hangs up. Like, all right. Just checking around. That she's locking doors. She's locking doors.
Yeah, you go around, do a round about the house, make sure every single door and every single window is thoroughly latched and locked.
Got the security system on.
She's like, I'm probably not safe here. This is worrying. It's like really dark outside now, right?
No, yeah, it's well late into the night, probably past 10 by this point.
Okay.
All those night students got messed up.
And that's right, you said the books aren't in the room. Yeah, so she's just like, I guess she's just gonna go upstairs and back upstairs into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Lock the door. Just like, I gotta look for these books tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Alright, so you hit the sack again and uneasily try to sleep with one eye open, so to speak. Alright, what about back at the apartment complex? What are you guys doing?
Emil's gonna finish cleaning the weapon, and he's going to put in his bag and is going to attempt to sleep. Okay,
so you do you bust out your sleeping bag from your personal duffel bag?
I figure the girl might want the couch. So I'm gonna sit behind it. Behind the couch.
Yeah, she curls up in a very, very tight ball.
Okay, so you take the couch, and Chauncey?
Are they already asleep?
Yeah.
Walk out, peek.
You probably are asleep by the time you get out of the shower.
Yeah. I'll walk out, I'll peek, I'll see that they're all sleeping, and then just shut my door and head to bed myself.
Alright. So, eventually, however difficult it may be after the traumatic incidents of the past 24 hours, Eventually, sleep takes each and every one of you. Archaea, in your dreams, you relive the experience.
Of course I do.
You recall seeing Mike getting stabbed right in front of you through the chest. Emil.
At that moment, can she like just spring awake and like sit there?
Yeah, sure. So
Okay.
the nightmare wakes you. It's too vivid, and you just open eyes wide, springing up from your slumber. Everything's dark around you. There's some street lights way down below out the windows. And you just sit there, rocking yourself.
Yep, pretty much.
Mhm.
Yep.
And as is often the case, Emil, you also have a pretty restless sleep.
On and off, on and off.
On and off, yeah. As Jack Carmine and everything that's happened in the past 24 hours, everything that happened to you two before is all replaying fresh in your mind. Yeah.
It's way too familiar.
So, by the morning, everyone wakes, having taken a long rest. You recover half of your hit dice, and you could spend any of your hit dice during that rest if any of you so choose.
Is that 2 or 1?
What level are you?
3.
So I believe
Should
it's
be
1.
2,
It would be 1.
because I
Okay.
do hit
I
this.
already have. Well, I guess I can spin my hit dice.
Yeah, you can spend your hit dice.
Then-
You'll
then I
each
can get it
recover
back.
1. Yeah, if you're level 3, so you'll all recover 1 after a long rest.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna need to heal.
Okay.
Unless I didn't get any heals while I was at the hospital, right?
You didn't specify.
Yeah.
I was thinking about asking, but I was like, I'm not gonna steal from a hospital.
No.
Like, I'm good with my survival alerts for now, but like, this is a hospital. That is not my place.
Right.
It's
I was thinking about
just
it.
the hit dice, right? No modifiers to that.
Constitution modifier when you roll the hit
Okay.
dice
Okay,
is what you're
yeah,
able to add to it.
Yeah.
That's what I had it written down. Wrong.
Oh, that's nice. That is nice.
Good roll.
Not enough though, but it'll do.
That's still good.
It's a lot at this level.
It's close.
Come morning, like I imagine Emil gets up like right at the crack of dawn.
Mm-hmm.
I also have big windows that let all the light in, so
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's up as soon as like the sun's up.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense, time wise. But
Yeah. No, yeah,
so
you still gain the benefits of a long rest over the night. So
I was in a comfy sleeping bag, so
uh-huh. Yeah.
as soon as I'm up, I'm going to take I'm gonna take the handgun and I'm going to like write a note, just like be right back, Emil, and I'm going to head out to the gun shop. How close are we to the gun shop from here?
You're about, let's see, at the apartment complex. They're both. So you're in Uptown currently, I do believe, and you're still in downtown. Yeah, so you're just a couple of blocks away because you're not too far from the police station. The police station isn't too far from Kendo's, so
Okay.
yeah.
Good. So I'm gonna head out to the gun shop
Okay, yeah.
first thing.
I'll say make an intelligence check for navigation, with advantage because you were making a mental note, specifically trying to remember it when you passed by the first time.
Straight intelligence.
Yeah.
Or yeah, there's no navigate in.
Yeah, there's no navigate.
nope. Oh, how lost are you?
One more roll, you have advantage, remember.
Right.
Oh, how lost are you?
So you head down a couple of blocks, a couple of alleyways like you saw Chauncey taking you before. But yeah, you eventually get turned around and don't really find the gun shop.
Aw.
I'm gonna keep wandering
All right, you're gonna keep wandering.
until I eventually find something familiar, and then get back on the right track eventually. Turns out I like went the wrong direction or whatever.
No, yeah. I'll say just for the rolls, you do eventually find it, just because you're not
But it
too
took me
far
like an
from
hour
it.
and a half.
But it took you, your penalty was time. It took you like an hour later.
Yeah.
You eventually make your way to the gun shop. By the way, what is Chauncey doing? I want to see something right quick.
I would have been waking up also.
Uh-huh.
And I just haven't come out yet. I would have taken anybody anywhere. I offered that earlier.
Yeah, so like an hour later, what were you up to in the time it took Chauncey or Emil to get there?
I cooked up some eggs and offered some eggs to a little girl.
Okay.
She's sitting on the couch, rocking back and forth.
Yeah, pretty restless night. I'll say you still generally get the benefits of a long rest, but you just barely got enough to qualify.
Need it. Other than the support dice. But yeah, she's just sitting there rocking back and forth.
Chauncey approaches you with a plate of eggs and bacon.
Still just rocking back and forth.
Why don't you get some food in your stomach? It'll make you feel a little better. No, this will all clear up. I promise you, it'll be okay.
Never got ate from last
The chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets are always the throwaway food. The kids don't eat them. It gets thrown away. It's $1. I'm good. Actually, back then it was probably $0.25, so I'm even better.
I guess this is a Chauncey question. Where is the remote from her?
On the coffee table in front of the couch, yeah.
She looks directly at the remote, picks up the remote, takes it, turns on the television. I'm assuming it's still on the news from the other night, and she is glued to that screen.
Okay.
I'm not motivational speaker. Not good at these things. But if you need anything, just don't hesitate to ask me. I'm not going to be a replacement for your dad, but I'm willing to be there for you. Just know that I went through the same thing with you.
Where is Chauncey? Is he like right near her?
I would assume still kneeling down with the plate of food and leaning down with a plate of food, putting it on the coffee table for you.
She jumps up and she hugs you.
That's a first. I acknowledge the hug and helps do it.
Right. Military man. Forgot.
Well, just like a bachelor that doesn't have kids. That was the main thing that I was going for. And then I ask you, do you know where Emil went?
No. Well, no, she would, wouldn't she? Because she would know he left.
You would, yeah, and he left a note saying he would be right back, but he didn't tell anyone where he was going, I don't think.
He left a note saying he'd be back, but he didn't really specify where he was going.
Where's the note at?
I just found it, like the coffee table.
Oh, okay. I see the note. I read it. Oh! I bet you he got lost. I took all those alleyways. You wanna get out of here? We can go try to find him.
First she mutes the TV. She doesn't turn the TV off. She mutes the TV.
Mm-hmm.
And she pulls out her tape recorder. And she puts the tape in that they found in the mess hall.
Oh, right. The one you guys didn't listen to last time.
Forgot about that again.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah.
Without the headphones in, so of course Chauncey can hear as well.
Okay.
Of course. So, yeah, you play from your tape recorder the tape that you found in the mess hall of the cabin facility.
Yes.
And you hear this.
It was a long day after fighting and testing. Hayden and I found ourselves in the mess hall eating dinner. I could hear snickering from across the table that we were sitting at. I would look up at Aiden, and then back at the people across the table. I could tell that Aiden was getting mad, and ever since Umbrella started injecting him, mad was never good. I pleaded with them to stop. for their own safety, but they only seemed to urge him on more.
I could feel my blood start to boil as they snickered at Yuko. I could see that she was getting uncomfortable with the whole situation. When the boy stood up and went to hit her, I got up and grabbed his arm in one quick motion. I started to see red, and knew before long that I wouldn't be in control. I could feel Yuko trying to stop me, but instead of listening to her, I did something I never thought I would. I hit her with my free hand. Inside, I couldn't believe what I had done, but it was short-lived. My focus quickly returned to the boy in my grip. In my current form, I could have easily snapped his arm in half. Instead, I just threw him through the nearest wall.
I laid on the floor where he had left me. Tears started to stream down my reddened cheek where he had slapped me. I know he didn't mean to, but it still hurt. I watched the boy fly through the air and winced as I saw his body collide with the wall and break through. I could hear him yelling in a feral voice. He was yelling at him to leave me alone. I got to my feet, then walked over to him and grabbed his arm and tried to make him look at me. When he did, I was almost scared stiff. His once handsome brown eyes were now blood red, and he seemed to look right through me. I had to get through to him. I just had to. I begged him to stop as I held on to him. I suddenly started to feel him let his body loosen. When Aiden looked at me the next time, I almost cried. His eyes were slowly turning back to brown, but instead of deep brown pools, they were dull. He muttered to me that he was sorry before he blacked out.
And that's what you hear.
Deep. That's
Okay,
very
let's-
deep.
Okay, puts it down on the table. Back to the television.
Okay. So you do recognize from the TV that schools are still pretty much out. There's an incredible number of teachers calling in sick, and you're pretty much off the hook for staying home.
Awesome.
I'm gonna grab the remote, turn off the TV, and ask her again. You want to get out of here? Let's get out of here. Forget all this.
Sure.
Get some fresh air.
I have to do something first, though.
What's that?
I have to go check on Brandon.
Yeah, we'll stop and check on him.
Okay.
Okay, so
He gets up and follows.
Mhm.
Chauncey.
Okay, so you guys start heading down the stairs towards the Foster family's apartment. In the meantime, what was Katara? How did you spend your morning?
I got up, took a shower.
Brilliant.
Really?
Bill, you went to sleep all stank?
Got up, took a shower. Kind of. I mean, she doesn't want to leave the room. She's like, "Yo, what's going on?" Well, no, I wanted her to spend today to go through and look for those books.
Okay, so yeah, I'll say that'll take you some time, but you pretty much know the places that they're scattered to. You pretty much have a routine for when everyone is out of the house where they all go to. So yeah, you spend the morning pretty much wrangling all the books, going around to the various parts of the house, and you eventually get them all, say, given an hour or so of time.
Yeah, yeah, she's got
Yeah.
the books. Kind of wants to put them in the slots.
Uh-huh. All right, so
Um,
you head back up to the master bedroom where your parents were, and you put the books into the slots in the correct order. Eventually, you hear a click in the wall as mechanisms start to shift and shuffle. The bookcase extends slightly and then dollies to the side, revealing a hallway heading down ahead of you. Fluorescent lights kind of flicker above, illuminating what looks to be a very dank concrete, just very unfinished looking hall that doesn't seem much of the light of day.
Yeah, she's gonna go in, click the button on the wall so that way it closes behind her.
Mm-hmm.
And
of
then
course,
head
you also
over.
entered the code and all that, and all the things you needed to.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so you head down towards the elevator.
Yep. Gonna go through, open it, go down. Well, go down to the lab down there.
Okay, so you take the elevator down. About a minute later, you descend into the Oswald's underground laboratory beneath their house. So you exit to the laboratory space. It's a sort of... Alright, see you in a bit, Doc. But yeah, you exit to the laboratory space. It's a very clean room with all sorts of chemistry paraphernalia about. There are computers and various usable terminals and tools at your disposal. You also notice as you head down there, your parents aren't down here, so, but you do notice one slight little detail that wasn't there the last time you'd seen. There appears to be a note on one of the lab desks.
Ooh, gonna read it.
Okay, you read the note. You find... Boop. And put it up for the stream as well.
Oh, I should look away.
Yeah, avert your eyes.
Freaking umbrella scientist, man. It's a lot.
Oh no.
Summerer, Emil just got very worried.
Emil heard that scream all the way.
As you navigate the streets, you stub your toe on the sidewalk.
Yeah, she's gonna keep that note with her.
Okay, yeah. You have that
She's
on
gonna
your
keep that
person
note
now.
with her. Yeah. She's looking for anything of importance in the in the lab, I guess, just because now that she's read that, you know.
I mean, you get the sense that like this laboratory anyway is probably one of the safest places in the city for you right now. So
true.
So
I think she's just gonna go. Actually, no. I'm gonna have her take some time to study.
Okay. Looking around the laboratory for things of use, obviously you could pretty much get a full stack of chem fluid and chem material out of this place. And you also find a couple of yellow herbs in storage. Two yellow herbs.
Shouldn't have given
Oh yeah, her parents are set.
Yeah, she's gonna go through.
Got that yellow herb money.
I don't know if I have the inventory space for all that. Well, I mean, I can max out on the chem fluid and chem material, but which I will do actually.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna max out on those. And yeah, that's all I can do right now, at least for that. But I am gonna have her go through and do some study time with the data and everything that she has.
So yeah, you take the data USB drive that you'd stored all of the cabin's research onto, you plug it into one of the computers and open up the plethora of files, and of course make a local transfer as well, so that you could have all that information available should anything have happened to the USB. But you take the time to give it a good look over. You didn't really have much time to look at it while you're in a hurry at the facility on your way out. So, yeah, you start to really mull it over and start to dig deep into the study of the data that is available. Now, the question is, are you focusing on the chemistry of it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so you could pretty much go through this and read it all twice as fast as any other kind of science. So you're there in research for the next couple of hours, I assume.
Yep.
So, in the meantime, by the way, is Doc back, or is he still out?
Yeah,
I think he's still out.
Okay.
Unless my thing froze, but I haven't heard him talk, so.
Yeah, I haven't
yeah.
heard him talk.
Yeah, because my thing froze as well. Okay, yeah, there we go. So, Emil, you eventually find your way to Kendo's gun shop. As you enter, you see a sort of portly gentleman in overalls.
Everyone's portly around here.
Flat top hair. You're just running into all the portly NPCs, really. But yeah, you walk in there, and the bell kind of rings as you enter through the front door. And you see kind of gun racks and behind him, and he's kind of over the counter. He's working on cleaning a weapon, and he sees you. He's just like, "Oh, hello."
Hello there, sir.
I'm Robert Kendo. Welcome to Kendo's gun shop. What can I do for you?
Do you do custom weaponry, engravings, that sort of thing?
Oh yeah. Me and my brother run this place. Yeah, we're both pretty fond of customizing weapons. In fact, we have the approval of the RPD Stars unit. They commissioned us for some custom weaponry a good while back. You'll have to ask one of them about the Samurai Edge.
I will. Do you how much does it cost to get an engraving?
Oh well, I probably wouldn't set you too far back, depending on the complexity of the job.
I'm going to pull out my gun using all of the proper things that I need to do in a gun shop to pull out a gun. Yeah.
No bullets, that's it.
I've got freaking I've got the trigger lock and everything and the slide stop or whatever. I've got all that set up on my weapon. I'm like, I just need to get a name engraved on this.
Oh, for something like that should be pretty simple. It'll take some time. I'll probably have it ready for you by the end of the day, if it's not a very long name. But yeah, I'll probably set you back, I'll say, $200.
I can do that. And I tell him all the things that I want done to the weapon. You know what they are?
Yep. So okay, yeah, you express that to him.
I will pay him.
So mark off $200. You don't have that much in cash, do you? Okay,
I do not have that much
yeah,
cash.
you use your card and pay for the commission. And he takes the M1911 over the counter, and he's like, "All right, so check back with you check back with me before the end of the day, and we should have this ready for you."
Will do.
Can I get your name?
My name's Emil. Emil.
Okay, So come back. We'll have this ready for you.
Will do. And I am going to walk out and see if I'm going to stop for a second, make sure I've got my bearings, and I want to try to make it to the church.
Okay. That is actually a good distance away from you, and you're honestly not quite even sure if you could think your way that far around this city.
So it's
given your role previously. No, yeah.
That's pretty far then.
Yeah, it's a good few blocks north.
I'm gonna head back to the apartment then.
Okay. By the way, Chauncey, before you left your apartment, you did realize you had a voicemail from the coroner who mentioned that you failed to see him the other day. And
I didn't specify this because I was thinking about that earlier. I just didn't want to interrupt. I didn't specify in the police station when we were leaving. When I put the files down, I was going to go to the secretary and tell her to disperse them to the right officials.
And what exactly was the? I also gonna have to know what exactly was the contents of your report.
Everything.
Everything about the umbrella facility and the bioweapons and all that.
Everything, yeah. Everything that we've seen, I'm putting in note that we noticed, because I don't want Mike's death to be false, and I'm very lawful, so I stick to the word.
Okay, good to know. So you were heading out when last we were with you. Where were you going again? You took Archaea with you.
we're heading to go get a meal.
Do you head to Gendo's gun shop? You didn't know where he was going, but do you head to Gendo's gun shop?
Out of memory, we headed to Gendo's gun shop because that was the one that he pointed out, and I assume that's the only one that he probably knows of.
Okay. So you guys arrive just as Emil is getting to the end of making his deal with Robert Kendo on the inside. Do you head into the shop?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you guys head in as Emil's on his way out, and you bump into each other.
Oh, look at all these guys.
Emil.
Oh shit. Oh, hey. Okay. I totally forgot. Before I leave.
Everybody's all robot-y for me. It's kind of weird.
I forgot little robot for a second as well.
Yeah, it's for me.
Yeah, like it's really weird. Like you guys are all still coming through good. You're just all robot-y.
Everything's cleared up now.
All right. So yeah, go on.
All right. So I totally forgot, but I'm also gonna purchase some ear pro.
So some what?
Ear protection.
Yeah, that was straight up robot.
Yeah.
Ear protection.
Yeah, ear protection. So yeah, Robert Kendo is able to hook you up with some ear protection. Nothing incredibly sophisticated for like off the shelf stuff. Just basically like earmuffs.
I'm not looking for earbuds. I'm looking for if they have anything a little bit more, nothing too complicated, huh?
No, yeah, this is a small town place.
Not even for hunting, just fully like
Maybe
it's all
some
fully
earplugs.
Yeah, because I was thinking something like a little bit more earpluggy.
Hold on a
Okay.
minute.
He
I
can.
mean, like they would have firing range muzzles, like the
But
the
that'd be
ones
like the full.
Oh, well.
But yeah, no, he's able to hook you up with something a bit smaller after you see that, and yeah, that'll probably
Anything smaller.
yeah, I'll probably set you back about like $50 a pair.
Rip your drums. Alright,
If I'm gonna stick around this guy, I think that's worth it.
So you see Chauncey enter into the store, just childlike enthusiasm stretched across his face as he's eyeballing all the firearms in this place.
What happened? I heard him coming. I was like, "Oh shit, Chauncey and guns." Like he's just gonna like start shooting off these freaking weapons, like not even asking to go to the firing range to test them out.
Yeah,
that's what you think.
as Chauncey enters as well, Robert Kendo, kind of nods to you. He's just like, "Hey, Chauncey, how you doing?"
Robert, my main man, how you doing? What's you got anything new here?
Well, we got the usual inventory full of stuff. You looking for anything in particular? And you kind of look around.
Eyes are always open.
Yeah, looking around, you can kind of see the basic stock of weaponry that he has on the shelves. You see, you can get like a Colt AR-15. There are a couple of handguns, the Beretta M9, Glock 17, a couple of shotguns, Remington M870 pump action shotgun, Stoger coach gun, which is a double barrel similar to the one you guys found in the or identical to the one you guys found in the cabin that was on the wall. You also see, he's got things like crossbows and a hunting rifle. Sells ammunition as well.
I'm trying to remember which shotgun I have. Is it the Benelli?
Yeah, the Benelli M1014.
That's the one I currently have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stupid thing froze on me. I can't look at the stats.
Oh no.
Oh, there it is. I'm looking for a shotgun, I think.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna look around a little bit.
Okay, you look around. Yeah. You take a gander at the Remington and the Stoger that they have available for purchase. You, after some examination, though, make an intelligence check. Or investigation in particular, since this is your thing, with examining firearms.
Okay. Just 2.
With advantage, because you have store owner's assistance.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, advantage, here we go. Wait, is this considered situational?
Okay, yeah, so with Robert Kendo's guidance, you talk a little bit about the weapon that you'd procured from the cabin, and after a little bit of back and forth, you pretty much are able to discern that the weapons that he sells in his little shop aren't quite as quality as the one you obtained. You found back at the armory a assault grade semi-auto shotgun, and none of these are quite up to par with that.
Oh, okay. Can I ask him about some ammunition? And
Oh yeah, what kind of ammunition you looking for?
well, I could go for some 9mm and some shotgun rounds and some rifle rounds. Anything that you got, I just want to get a good price. And
Oh, okay. What kind of rifle rounds? We carry 7.62 and 5.56.
I think it'd be 5.56.
That would be for like assault rifles and things like that.
Yeah, like ARs and AKs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the 7.76 should be for AK, right? The 7.76 is for like
technically,
7.62 is AK, but
no. Well, it depends on the AK. But most modern AKs use like a very esoteric caliber that's not really used on any other firearms. But
if you're talking about classic AKs,
yeah, but but
My
yeah,
AK uses
in this system, it's assumed that AKs fire 5.56 just for the sake of convenience.
Okay. Yeah, then that's kind of the rounds I'm looking at.
So you could get a stack of any ammo type for the kinds you listed. 9mm would be $100 for a stack. 12 gauge would be $150 for a stack, and 5.56 would also be $150 for a stack.
Let me run up to my truck real quick. I'll be right back. Can I put some things in my trunk?
Yeah.
My pockets is full.
No, yeah, you got plenty of storage space in your trunk. So yeah, I would say it could pretty much act as a storage chest.
Okay, I'm gonna
Your Hummer.
put my shotgun in the storage chest.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of assumed since you've kind of been in civvies for the day that you're not really carrying your weapons around.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't say it, so
Yeah.
that's why I was going to play it as I was carrying it
goes
around.
in truck.
Yeah, shotguns in truck and special case in the backup. Something like that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go back in.
Okay, so you go back in. You're ready to spend some cash.
I'm also going to ask him about attachments. Any attachments for sale?
Well, that's pretty specific. What sort of weapon would you be looking for attachments for?
Well, I mean, like, you know me, I like to make my guns look good.
Yes, of course.
I've been working on that AR of mine, and I was thinking about getting a flashlight for it.
Yeah, it's a tactical flashlight attachment. That should be doable. I'll see what we have. And he kind of disappears into the back a little bit. And,
I assume me and RK are just like hanging out in the truck, just waiting for him to come back.
I mean, you can be in the store. I might be here for a while.
Yeah,
Look around.
I think after like 30 minutes pass, we're just like, I'm just gonna go look around.
yeah, so he comes back with a small LED flashlight. He's like, this will only cost you about $10. Nothing high powered, but if you just want to put a light on the end of your gun, this will do the trick.
I like lighting the way, so I'll do $10 of that. And you said, am I able to access my bank account? Like,
yeah, you could use your card. He's set up with a credit machine.
All right, well,
credit card machine.
We'll do a full tally at the end. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a stack of all those ammunitions.
Okay, so that'll be so it was 9mm, 12 gauge, and 556, correct?
Yeah, 9mm stacks to 50.
Yep. So you could get a stack of 50. That's $100.
Okay.
So a stack of 59mm rounds. A stack of shotgun shells is 15. So for $150, you get 15 12-gauge shotgun shells.
Shots? Wow.
No,
This is where the economy fucking blew up, man. Quarter for water, $15 for 50. Yeah, $150 for 15 shots. Yeah, I'll do it.
And for the 5.56 by 45mm NATO assault rounds, you could get a stack of 100 for 150.
Okay.
So that's $400 in total.
410.
Yeah, 410 including the flashlight.
Yeah. Okay. That puts me at. Okay. 2, 5. That's 0. Okay.
Is Emil in this shop still, or
I started looking around
just looking around in the shop?
in the shop. Do they have
Okay.
do they have any good nice rifles?
Yeah, you see a Remington M700 kind of wooden hunting rifle type of situation.
Anything a little more military?
That seems to be all they carry. They're not that kind of store. They're
Okay. All right.
granted that's probably the best you could get from a civilian vendor.
I thought they might have like a I don't know what kind of weapons you have stats for, but yeah, I mean,
Robert
like
sees
police
you.
rifles or whatever.
Yeah, Robert sees you eyeballing the Remington M700. He's like, "Oh, yeah, you interested in any of these?"
Not particularly. I'm just kind of looking around.
Okay, well, let me know if anything catches your eye.
I ask you one more question. Hey, Robert.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Chauncey?
You got a little bit better knife than his pocket knife? Where's your knife selection at?
Oh, that's not that knife's not in a good way. I mean, if you're trying to, if you're out on the beat as you are, oh man, I'm surprised you've gotten away with that all this time.
I would use it to open up letters. You know me, I'm a desk boy.
Yeah, I'll see what I could get. He kind of starts rummaging through beneath the countertop and eventually comes out with what looks to be a combat knife.
Cool.
And that'll set you back about $50.
Jesus. I was looking to grab one of those.
I'm gonna grab that.
Okay, so that's 460 total so far.
Yep.
Okay, let me get ready to throw a bunch of freaking stuff at you from the journal.
He spent. I'm pretty sure he spent more money than I started with.
And I'm
No,
pretty
yeah,
sure
I
I
think he
still have
has.
a lot more than what you started with.
Yeah, like he just spent
I'm a bachelor,
my
bro.
money.
Okay,
I
so
don't-
anything else?
I don't want to brag. I got bills to pay, but I'm pretty good at my savings account. If you don't remember my wall, that's my retirement.
Yeah.
Well, anything else I could get you guys?
Is this strictly a gun store or is it a weapon store?
I mean, it's a gun. It's built as a gun shop, but generally gun shops do carry, a variety of equipment. Hence why he was able to summon up a combat knife.
Right, a knife. She's going to look for any blunt weapon she can find.
You find a couple of collapsible batons that are pretty much identical to the one you're carrying, but that's about it.
I'm closely monitoring her.
Mm-hmm.
Closely following.
Yeah, just making sure she doesn't get in trouble.
Right.
Well, guys, I
If she
got all
gets
the
near
stuff I need. Just let me know whenever you're ready. I'm gonna go put some of the stuff in my truck.
Okay, so
Yeah,
do you
she-
make all those purchases?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you've got a So that was $460 in total?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you have 50 rounds of 9mm, 15 rounds of 12 gauge shotgun shells, and 100 rounds of 5.56 NATO assault rounds. And I'm going to get you the stats for that combat knife real quick.
Yeah, take your time. It's no rush at the moment.
Mm-hmm. That's easy enough. There you go.
Yeah. Just what I thought.
Okay, so is Meal still lingering behind in the gun shop?
Just making sure okay, it does not go anywhere near the pyrotechnics section.
No fire.
Yep.
All right.
So when you see Chauncey leaving, I'm like, time to go.
She didn't find anything that was of worth to her?
Okay, auto follow Meal for a bit. Gotcha.
All right.
Yep, so she follows you out if you're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bell rings as you exit back out the door. Robert Kendo's back there waving. He's like, oh, well, hope to see you again. Oh, be sure to come back for that M1911 later today.
Yep. See you later tomorrow. See you later today.
I give him a high five and I'm out.
Yeah.
Later,
You just,
Robert. Bah!
hey, have a good one, Chauncey.
You got my number. You remember when you get some good stuff for my collection, you give me a call.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right.
So I'm gonna ask Chauncey if he can drop me off by the church. I mean, is there anything near the church by the hospital?
I mean, it's nearby to the hospital. That's about the only other major thing I think that's around that area.
Ah, okay. I just don't want to make him wait for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm headed up towards the church.
Okay.
Can I assume that Raccoon City has like a taxi service?
Yeah, they do have a taxi service.
I mean, if you need to take care of some business, I can give you some funds and you can use a taxi if you'd like, because I have to end up back at the police station to take care of some work.
That'll work. I just need to head down to the...
Yeah, and plus there's also the tram
Church
system,
event.
which is the more common form of mode of transportation.
Yeah,
for
whatever.
this area. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
I can do that. Well, as long as I know... I just need to know where it is. I just need to get directions.
Yeah.
Well, if there's a tram service, I'm sure I got a pass. Give them like my police pass or something. Use the tram service.
Okay. So, do you get a? So yeah, I would say.
Yeah,
I would say I would still make you. I'd still charge one of you for the pass.
Yeah.
Whoever gets.
I'll
yeah.
get it. Pass.
Yeah. Okay. So you. So yeah, Chauncey, you would know for a day pass it's $5. For a one-way fare it's $2. You can get a month pass for $100.
I'm gonna go. Can I buy? You said it for a week.
There's nothing for a week.
Is that per person?
Yeah, for a single pass.
You said $5
For a day, yeah.
pass. You mind watching after her on your travels? So I'll buy you guys both a pass.
I can do that.
Okay, I got.
Oh, it's actually discounted for children. It would be $3 for a day pass for a child.
Can I just spend? Damn it! Hold on. Let me, Yeah. All right. I'll buy that. $77. Okay.
Yes. So it'll just be $8 in total if you want to pay for the two of them.
Yeah, I'd pay for the two of them.
All right. So yeah, you guys both have day passes from
Okay,
the.
good. You can hear me now.
Oh,
Hey, there you
geez.
Yeah, hi.
Definitely hear you now. All right. So
Good.
So yeah, he kind of takes you to the ticketer at one of the stations, and you guys get a day pass for the two of you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm headed up to... What do you call it? That church. I forget what it's
Yeah,
called.
you're heading up to the church. So you manage to make your way there. You have to stop and ask a couple of people for directions here and there, but
Cool.
I'm sure they know. It's like a big building, right?
So yeah, it's actually one of the local landmarks you come to find,
Yeah.
and the clock tower at the top of St. Michael's Cathedral is quite hard to miss once these people start pointing you in the right direction. So you make your way north and manage to get there.
Yep. Once I get line of sight, it's like, oh, there it is. And I'm going to go towards the church.
Mm-hmm.
Is this now? How big is this? It's like a full-on cathedral.
For the most part. I mean, you were watching my Resident Evil 3 playthrough, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. But
Yeah.
trying to remember what
yeah.
it looked like.
Yeah, it's a very interesting building. It's pretty sizable, not necessarily active as a cathedral, but like more so like a interesting attraction. It's got some libraries, you know, some art
it's
rooms and
Okay, so as I enter, it's like, so it's not a cathedral?
there's a small chapel in one of the side chambers.
Oh,
But for the most part, it's not.
Is there an active priest in the cathedral?
Yeah, there would be probably.
I'm gonna look for him.
Okay, yeah. So you go around asking around. Eventually, find your way to the priest. Sort of tall, lanky old gentleman by the name of Father Schubert. And
Schubert?
Father Schubert.
Schubert.
And he kind of you find him down by the chapel essentially, and he's just like, yes, hello. What can I do for you?
This is a cathedral, all right?
Is kind of fallen out of that purpose for a while, but we do still have this chapel space for religious practices.
Sorry.
What is happening to us?
Muted my-
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna ask him if there's a, what do you call it, a confession box that is in use.
Yes, of course. And he kind of leads you aside to a small sort of booth that you enter into, and
Forgive me, Father, but I have sinned.
what is it,
Or pride.
young man?
Well, it's not so much that I've done anything of wrong yet, but there's something that I have to do that I'm going to lie to somebody.
And they'll lie. I speak really fast.
Why are you going to lie?
Not like a funny thing.
Because
I'll go for it.
the truth is too harsh.
Sometimes the ends do not justify the means, child. Sometimes harsh truths are needed for others to grow.
Even if it's about the death of a loved one.
Especially if it's about the death of a loved one. These are things everyone must face in their lives. And if you deprive someone of that, you may be depriving them of something great.
Well, thank you, Father.
I cannot decide what you do beyond these walls, but bear these words in mind.
All right,
Tony, what you call like?
I'm going to leave with Archaea now. Did Archaea come with me?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I'm assuming she's just sort of waiting outside the chapel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave the box. Is there like pews and like the full like there's probably like a prayer area.
Yeah, there's an altar at the front of this small chapel chamber.
That's where I imagine she's like waiting, right?
Yeah.
No, well, she's kind of waiting outside of the chapel area because it's pretty small and meager little room.
Yeah.
So it's just a couple of pews and an altar and then the little booth off to the side. So yeah, she pretty much waited outside of the whole area in the kind of main sort of large lobby of the St. Michael's Clock Tower.
He's gonna spend some time in one of the pews, looking towards the altar.
Mm-hmm.
Just spend some time meditating and praying.
Or not.
Okay. Also, all of a sudden, we've got hit with a little bit more background noise from Lisa. It sounds like you're on like an entirely different mic now.
I am, sadly, because I had the other computer hooked up, and it was like killing the internet. So.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. I can try turning down the sensitivity a little bit.
Yeah. So, what is everybody else doing?
He's praying at the altars right now.
Okay, so Emil's down at St. Michael's praying.
Oh, sure.
I'm at the police station.
Okay.
To the police station.
Yeah, so as you're heading to the police station, you start to see this place is still firing on all cylinders in complete disarray. By the way, Lisa, if possible, if you would be able to put yourself on some sort of push-to-talk or something in the meantime.
Yeah, I guess.
So, as you enter the police station, again, this place is all bustling, and you, as you're on your way to the bullpen area, you actually get pulled aside by the police chief, Brian Irons. He says, Chauncey, can I talk to you in Mike's office?
Yeah.
Okay, so he kind of pulls you aside, and you close the door, give him a moment of privacy, and he kind of talks to you, and he says, I was looking over that report you were turning in about the whole Mike Foster situation. You make some quite outrageous claims throughout the whole thing.
Outrageous? You weren't even there.
I mean, people rising from the dead, large 8-foot-tall monsters. It's like something out of a horror movie.
Exactly. This is well beyond my understanding. This is what happened.
In Emil's interview, he would have also included all the medical information he would have received from doing his own personal autopsies.
Okay, yeah, so it was quite detailed.
Yeah.
And he says, Brian Irons continues in conversation with Chauncey. He's like, yes, I'm sure you believe this is all true, but we've got the coroner breathing down our necks, trying to get a one-on-one with you after this incredible incident, so if possible, how about you go ahead and tell him that it was all some sort of misunderstanding and that really Mike just died to some sort of bear mauling up in those mountains.
I ponder it. He knows me for being steady in my ways. And
Listen.
I'm just going to tell him what he wants to hear.
Yes. The sooner you clear this up, the sooner we'll be able to give some closure to the family. I'm sure that's what you would want, right?
Yeah, that's what I want.
All right. Very well. The coroner has still been getting in touch with our receptionist, trying to meet with you, so I would recommend you head over to the hospital. He's still there pretty much full time since the sudden deaths that have been going on.
Yeah, I'll be right on that.
And so he leaves you in your office, or in Mike's office. So,
I'm assuming there's like pictures around or something like that, like of like things Mike's done, things that I've done, like like we went fishing or some shit.
Yeah, you
fish picture, things like that. Just like punted around, like pacing around the office, just like looking at like memorabilia kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're able to find that, and it's mostly like work-related stuff in this area. You know, a bunch of charts and like a whole board with pins in it across the map of the ongoing investigation of the missing persons. But in some of the lower drawers, you do manage to find some memorabilia and some old photos of you and him.
Yeah. Alright, I put it all back and shut the drawer and head on down toward the police, or toward the coroner.
Okay. Yeah, so you head back to...
on my way, can I stop by the receptionist's desk and ask her some information?
Sure. So we'll say as you're on your way there, though, is Qatar doing anything in the meantime, or still just deep in study?
Still deep in study. There, I mean, unless there's like a phone down there, but
No, yeah, you don't actually have. I don't think you would have a line in the the little underground secret lab. So
I wouldn't think so. So yeah, she's just still
you're
studying.
Just in seclusion, going over all of those notes and all that research. So yeah, you got plenty of material to practically last the day if you so choose. So. All right, so you eventually you drive. Are you driving your Hummer around? I'm assuming.
Oh, I was gonna stop by the receptionist real quick, just ask her some.
Oh, of the police station.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Just okay. So that receptionist. All right, so yeah, you stop by the one of the front desk ladies who's just like busy, cluttered desk. You can see another receptionist behind her taking phone calls every which way, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Chauncey, what's up?"
I just want to know what your main reports have been coming in are.
There's the freaking flu thing going around. The state's talking about like declaring it an epidemic at this point. It's crazy nonsense.
What's the story on the shooting?
Oh yeah, you hear about that? There's some crazy school shooting amidst all this stuff. You know, there's some guy went into Raccoon University, shot the whole place up. Well, not the whole place. He shot up the Umbrella Laboratory there. You know, there's a bunch of scientists died. It's pretty much a active crime scene over there.
We have any leads on suspects?
The guy got away. The description the witnesses gave pretty much matched all of the other security that was there, so it's a little hard to narrow it down if it's one of them or if it's, you know, if it was some sort of inside job or some sort of disguise from someone completely outside. It's hard to tell. Whoever it was, they're pretty professional about not leaving traces, from what I understand about the attending detectives, what they've told me.
Can I get a file briefing to take with me to read on my travels?
I'm afraid the investigation is still ongoing, still developing. We don't really have anything organized like that at this time, especially with all this craziness, people calling in sick and all that, so...
Okay. Well, if you get something, could you please get me a copy and put it on Mike's desk? I'll grab it.
Okay, for sure. I'll let you know if anything like that comes up.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna head to the hospital and go meet up with the coroner.
Okay, so you head into the hospital. This time, as you approach, you see the lines are extending beyond the front door. There are people of all ages and all economic statuses just waiting in a huge line leading in, and they're just like coughing and wheezing just as you enter the hospital. The lobby area just smells really sickly. The synthetic sort of atmosphere of a hospital sort of replaced by the infirm. Does Lauren have something?
I'm gonna be leaving the cathedral soon. Would it be feasible to have us leave at the same time he gets to this area?
Yeah, I would say that's pretty feasible.
Yeah, so we're gonna meet up with him by the time he gets here.
Okay, well, he's heading to the hospital, so you're...
Which is close to the cathedral,
Close to the cathedral, yeah, it's close, it's nearby.
Like, you probably walk by and see my Hummer there.
Yeah.
Well, depending on how you got there, because there's like two different sides of the street.
Oh, okay, yeah.
How close is the cathedral to the hospital?
I believe they're just pretty much back to back. But like the entrance to the hospital is on the other side of the entrance to the cathedral.
like that.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking they were side by side or something like that. So
Yeah. The buildings are still pretty adjacent, but
yeah. Well, because yeah, when we leave, I'm gonna say we meet up because I'm gonna leave, look for him, and then we're probably gonna end up going there anyways. So either way, we're gonna make it there.
So you're heading to the Raccoon General?
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all head up to Raccoon General. You see Chauncey kind of in the lobby as he makes his way inside. He seems to be moving with purpose towards the back halls. He doesn't seem to notice you.
All right. So would it be worth it to see if to try to catch up with him, or is he way gone in the lobby already?
I mean, he's just a good distance ahead of you. You could easily catch up if you wanted to.
Chauncey, I'm gonna follow him.
Dash action.
Dash action, yeah. Sprint.
Yeah. So yeah, you catch Chauncey. You hear your name being called out from behind you.
I can't see nobody. There's a bunch of people here. I'm gonna keep walking.
Okay, you keep walking. You head down into
I'm trying to catch up with them.
The maze of halls. You follow the directions that the receptionist had given you to the morgue area, where the coroner is waiting for you. So eventually, as you move on, the halls are still pretty crowded. There's sick people being wheeled away on gurneys, even deep into these halls as you go into the hospital.
Is there like a surgeon mask or something I could put on to cover my face because I don't want to get the sickness?
Yeah, you find a surgeon mask off on well, actually make a perception check. We'll see if you do, because a lot of supplies are being used up right now.
I figured one of those, spray paint masks or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see if you find one.
Perception?
Yep, perception.
Wow.
11. Yeah, I'll say you do manage to find one spare one laying around on a sort of side tray of supplies that you're able to just pick up.
Good, because I was backup option as I'm walking in my elbow.
Yeah.
So I cover my face no, don't want your sickness.
Okay,
Yeah,
robot for me.
Yeah, you are going pretty robot, but that's fine. I understood what you're saying.
Storm's probably starting to whip around. But yeah, I put on the mask and continue walking.
Yeah, so you put on a little
the sickness.
Yeah, a little paper face mask sort of thing covering your respiratory orifices. So you head down to the morgue area. By this point, Emil and Arkea have caught up with you, and they're pretty much walking alongside you. This area is a little bit less crowded, so you definitely see them as they catch up.
I'm surprised they let us through here.
I'm assuming you're just following me busting through doors.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's true.
So yeah, you head down to the morgue area, and you find Robin Chester awaiting by Mike's body, which is laid out on a table, kind of half in a body bag. And Robin kind of waves over to you. He's still in the usual suit situation that he was in before, but the jacket's off right now, so you can see him. He's in a vest and whatnot. And he's like,
"Can I? I'm gonna ask Emil to keep her out here and give me a moment to speak with him."
When I see where we're headed towards the morgue area, I'm gonna wait outside of the room with Arkea.
Okay. So okay, yeah, so you two wait outside of the morgue, and Chauncey, as you approach, Robin reaches out for another handshake.
You give him the hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like, all right, glad you could finally make it, Chauncey. We missed our appointment yesterday.
Apologize.
Yeah, so that report had quite a few juicy details. I got handed that down by the police chief.
Yeah,
well, at least his office. I don't know where in the world those go through before they get to me, but
yeah, I finished that late, and can I ask you a few questions though?
Fire away.
What did you find in the autopsy?
Well, we found that he suffered from a pretty severe puncture wound. He appears to have bled out shortly after that. Hit a lot of vital organs on the way through. It's hard to tell what sort of weapon could do this kind of damage. It's almost like a knife, but the size of a steel pipe.
Yeah, it was.
So, what exactly... So, I hear from the report that your relationship with Michael Foster was that of a partner. You were detectives, correct?
Yeah, he's my partner.
I'm sorry. Did you witness his death firsthand?
Yep. I did.
And what
I drove him
exactly...
all the way here.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think anybody should have to go through that.
I'm
But if
listening
you-
outside the door.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Wait,
Whoa,
what's that?
plus 60.
Oh, I must have
Whoa.
pressed on my ear.
Holy shit! That's amazing. I want those buttons.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, you try to listen
Yeah.
as best you can, but it's all pretty muffled. It's just...
Yeah. Okay.
So,
That was nice. That was nice.
he's like, so what exactly was the cause of the death then, if you don't mind me asking?
It is what it is. The report is the way I recall it. The report was the way that everybody recalled it that was there. The official report is not going to state that. The official report is going to say that it was a bear mauling in the woods. We know that. But what would you believe?
I believe
Which
that a bear,
would you believe?
I believe that a bear very well could have done this.
Okay then. A bear did it.
You're a hard one to figure out. You started pointing quite a few fingers at Umbrella in this report of yours as well.
Yep. Yeah, he had to have been there. Obviously, it's how you situate the story. We went up to a cabin in the woods, and we got lost in the woods, and he got attacked by a bear. And my claims toward Umbrella are because of the recent events with Umbrella and the shooting. I guess you could say that.
Very well then. That clears things up. So your fellow police have informed me that you're best suited to notify his next of kin. I trust you'll be doing that. Do you think you can handle it?
Yep.
Well, very well then. So if his next of kin isn't sure what to do, just instruct them to find his last will and testament, and once they know his wishes, they could start proceeding with making funeral arrangements. Thank you for your time, Detective Clancy.
I shake his hand and I leave the room.
All right. So after a handshake, you leave the room, and Arkea and Emil, you both see Chauncey kind of storm out the swivel double doors and start heading back down the hall.
Not what I wanted.
No.
No. You know how it is. Story is far-fetched.
Red tape?
Our story is way too far-fetched.
Red tape.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what that's about.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to speak in like lingo that Arkea wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're like two army buddies just
Yeah, no offense to the little girl. I don't want to leave her outside of it. We're speaking in tongues in which you shouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
When they're back in the
we've done
lobby,
debriefing before.
What was that, Lisa?
when they're back in the lobby, can she, like where there's a bunch of people around, like the sick and everything?
Well, before you get there, I was going to do something as you guys are walking through the halls. So, well, first of all, as you guys are walking, I'll have everyone make perception checks.
Okay. That was my question, if I could make a perception.
Oh, okay, so you get to do it anyway.
No, my roll got
We
eaten
don't
and it's low
perceive
anyways.
shit.
Oh, no.
Where's Archaea going?
I rolled what your
1
bonus
second.
was.
I'll let you know.
Archaea gets advantage because she's a civilian, I think. So
She
it
has a
should
very
be-
high passive perception, I think, is what it is.
I have
Oh.
a 10.
Does she have
Um,
observation or something?
Yeah, with her passive perception, with the observation feature, her passive perception is up to 16, I think.
15.
Okay, so it doesn't affect the perception
Oh.
roll. It's just
No, not unless she's looking for supplies. But I'll
Okay,
have
so I was
everyone
about
roll
to say.
anyway.
Okay,
he needs to
what
save us
is-
right now because we're about to run into something bad.
Oh.
I was just gonna
Oh,
ask,
no.
should I situational awareness?
What exactly is listed under situational awareness? Doesn't matter.
never mind.
So,
No, we're good. We're good.
As you-
Good job, Patty.
as you guys are walking by, or walking down the halls, there's of course sickly people all over the place. People being whisked away on gurneys, medical supplies being spilled about. Every nurse is firing on all cylinders. As you guys are walking by, the other two people around you kind of keep on walking, but you, Archaea, you kind of stop to notice. You look in through an open door leading to a room where it looks like nurses are holding down a restrained patient who is kind of wiggling around trying to get out of his restraints, and they're just managing to kind of clamp it on as he's fighting. You see this man's very peculiar looking, but very, very familiar looking. He's got kind of a red palette about his skin tone. He's got really razor sharp nails coming out of his fingers.
No.
And the nurses are sitting there like, stay calm, sir. We're trying to help you. And as he just keeps fighting and wriggling, and you witness as this is all going down, just bystander outside the door. As a bystander, you see all of this, and you see his skin just starting to steam erupting from his skin. By this point, Emil and Chauncey, you guys are probably keeping walking unless she notifies you.
Oh no, she's gonna start
Alright.
screaming.
Well, I'm also keeping track of the girls, so I take a few steps and realize where'd you go.
So
She's
you
gonna start screaming, Emil.
you see her screaming, and as she's staring down, wide-eyed through this doorway.
I'm looking to the doorway.
So you all look through the doorway, and you see this happening. These doctors and nurses holding this individual down, and his skin, you recognize the red skin as something you've seen before, and the razor sharp claws and the bared teeth as he snarls. And then the snarl sort of gradually fades and turns into a full-on deathly squeal as he screams and screeches, as his skin just looks to physically be boiling. Steam is pouring out of all of his orifices and all of his pores. And
I'm
you
gonna rush in there and just start getting people away and start telling them authoritatively to step back from him.
all right, you say that in character. You want it?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of how authority.
Because you rush in there, and like
across.
these people are just like, excuse me, stay back, sir. We have the situation under control.
No, stay away from him. Don't get near him.
Hey, stay back, sir. We know what we're doing. And you see,
No, you do not know what you're doing. You've never seen something like this before.
you as the steam just continues to erupt, and eventually, as he reaches the top of his scream, the top of his head blows open, exposing brains on the inside. His claws elongate and grow, and his mouth starts to just. You see
turn around and
his
run.
jaw just dislodge and just sort of lean forward in an almost lichen-like way. His eyes just fall out of his skull, and as and his arms kind of grow, the claws are now less like claws on a human hand and just like huge sets of daggers, and he rips easily out of his restraints at this point, and his skin just dissolves off of his body. He's now... And he immediately jumps up and attaches himself to the roof. Emil is out of the door. Chauncey, you still see this coming around. Archaea, you still see this coming.
What's the door situation like on this room?
So the door's just open. It looks to be propped open on the other side by some sort of...
Can it be closed
cart.
and locked?
It can, but there's still a few nurses and doctors inside.
They're gone. They're dead already.
Can I step inside the room with my badge and gun drawn and
I'm gonna
tell them
like-
to get the hell out?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna like
make
put a
a-
hand on.
Intimidation check, maybe?
Yeah, sure. I'll say you could use intimidation, try and just strong arm them with your voice and authority out of the room.
No.
You come in with your badge out and your gun drawn, yelling, "Get out of here!" But they do not seem to acknowledge you as they see this individual, now skinless, the clothes kind of shed off of him as he grows out of them, and he is just attached to the roof, hanging from there. And he's just, and a long tongue just slithers out from his teeth.
We're trying to pull Chauncey out the room and close the door and lock it.
Okay, you pull Chauncey out of the room. What are you doing, Archaea?
I think I was gonna say, can I persuade them to leave?
I've stopped yelling at the nurses. I'm now yelling at these two. It's like, they're gone. They're dead already. We need to leave. You know what happens if they get bit?
I will say the Chauncey's attempt at intimidation did not seem to get them out of there fast enough. At this point, Emil has already pretty much closed the door on it.
Okay.
But you realize, though, that the lock appears to be on the other side of the...
I'm gonna lock the door because I don't think they're gonna survive. So I'm locking the door and then closing it because I don't think they know how to open doors. If they
okay.
And also, Emil has not met a liquor before, right?
No, he has not. Nobody.
I'm trying to remember. Emil hasn't. Okay, so he. So he's going to lock the door, and
I will say this at this point, just out of character. Your characters don't know this, but at this point, nobody has.
Yeah.
So as you close the door, immediately after you close the door, you feel a bang on the other side, and then followed up by immediately by a crushing splinter of wood as the door gets pried open and just knocks back. You go flying against the opposite wall. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as this four-legged creature that used to be a man, eyeless, brains exposed, is now out in the hall, hissing, its tongue slithering out. And then it looks around at the situation and just jumps off of the wall and runs past all of the people in its way and starts running down the hall towards the front entrance.
Can I shoot at it?
Say, was that Chauncey?
Can I shoot at it?
Make an attack roll as it's scurrying away from you. With your, what are you shooting with? You have your M9 out?
Yeah, my M9.
Okay, how many shots you doing?
I think I can do 3. Yeah, I'm gonna send 3.
No, you can do up to 2, I think.
Yeah. I was looking at the parentheses, sorry.
Yeah, so make a shot.
2.
All right.
Oh.
That hits, yeah. So go ahead and roll for damage.
Oh, well, we gotta pull that back up.
So as this agile little creature bounces off the wall to go around you, it starts scurrying down the hallway. You, with your badge still in your other hand, you kind of use it to support your wrist and put 2 shots down into its direction, dealing 9 points. That's piercing damage, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you fire 2 shots at it, and they both kind of impact in its back, sending spurts of blood across the wall, but it still manages, shrieks a little bit, and it still manages to scurry away down the hall faster than you are able to catch up with. Do you give chase?
Yes, I give chase.
Okay, so you start running. Is everybody running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys start running. You see it round the corner ahead of you as you pass the next one. Eventually, you go through these series of halls, heading out into the lobby. And you see, you hear ahead of you, before you even make it to the lobby, a crowd of people unanimously scream. As you could tell, this thing is passing through there. By the time you get to the lobby, you see the thing just crash out the front doors, shattering the glass and knocking them off their hinges. Or they're sliding doors, but they still kind of get shattered and the metal bent in a few places. You see it run out.
Enough to take another shot.
What's the range on that? What's the effective range? Well, I guess the maximum range would be in general.
Maximum's 300.
Okay, you're definitely in range. What's the effective range, though?
550.
I would say, yeah, it's just at the end of that, so you could go ahead and make a normal attack roll.
I have my ears in.
Good luck.
Bear in mind, there's a lot of civilians between you and the target.
I'm assuming they're clearing the path, though. You know.
It's quite difficult, but it's okay. You rolled well enough that you actually hit your target. So go ahead and roll your damage.
And that was 2 again.
Okay, yeah. Be sure to specify before you make the attack.
Yeah. I should. I meant to
So
say
yeah,
that.
you fire another 2 shots. As the gunfire sound, everybody in the room just kind of hits the deck, or at least most people who are coherent enough in the moment to do so. And yeah, you send 2 shots downrange, again striking the creature. It looks back almost as if in looking your direction, even though it doesn't have eyes. And you see a car just screech to a halt in front of it as it honks. It jumps on the car, almost flattening the roof a little bit, and then jumps off onto the rooftops.
Shit.
Well, we need a. We need a.
Are we outside the hospital?
Do you run outside the hospital? You saw.
Yeah. I mean, like,
okay, so
obviously we gave chase, so we're like outside the hospital.
Okay, so you give chase. You get outside of the hospital. The car's is just like, it looks wrecked, and from the large amount of sound, another car alarm goes off next to you. You kind of hear off in the distance some screeching and some more gunfire off in the city. You notice plumes of smoke coming over the building to your right, and immediately you see all of this well into the afternoon of September 24th, 1998. Welcome back to Raccoon City, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be where we end our session.
Yes. I'm ready.
Wow. Wow.
I'm making notes of what to do next session.
I'm glad I punk-shotted that son of a bitch, though.
Yeah, you got a couple of good shots in there. You got a couple of good shots.
I can't believe we're
18
ending
points
early.
altogether.
I need to reload now already. Never went into initiative. I still need to reload. Hold on.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, so hold on. I noticed the +3 on as the modifier on those. What's that from?
That's my strength, right?
No, mobility modifier for ranged attacks.
Oh, okay. Then take 2 off of this.
Okay, so
It was a
those
one.
+1.
I was rolling with strength. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I set up for the other character where I got
Oh,
to
yeah.
choose between strength and mobility for my attack.
Yeah. All right, so that would be 7 for the first attack, and also 7 on the second one. So
Yeah.
14, nice.
yeah, so you did 14 points of damage to it. So yeah, that is where we're going to wind this session down to a close. Thank you all very much for playing. That was a relatively laid back session.
Yeah.
It
Really?
was nice. It was nice. It's about to not be relatively
about
laid
not-
back.
Laid back.
No, yeah, it's about to be pretty crazy. So we'll be back in another 2 weeks with the second part in the new story arc. Welcome to the new story arc, guys. Welcome back to Raccoon City.
Like
Oh,
we
I mean-
wanted to be here.
The guitar is just like, guitar is just like, yeah, I'm not leaving.
I need to
The
find a
house
phone.
is about to have a Hummer in its garage.
Hold on. Is there a phone at the hospital I can use?
I will say there is, especially behind the reception desk, but we'll get to that next time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 14 points of damage total, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Thank you all very much for watching, whoever may still be around. We will be back.
Kaki's here.
Yeah, Kaki's their story arc. Go to bed, you Swede. Jeesh. Always staying up late for us, man. But thank you very much for watching. I'm surprised you don't just wait for the VODs if you want to see. But yeah, we saw Potato was here as well, another cast and crew member from the Deneth Chronicles. So, yeah. We'll be back in 2 weeks, continuing this story arc with the next installment on January 26th. So thank you all very much for watching. We're going to be winding down about this time. So if nobody has anything else to add, we'll see you guys next time. Peace. Squared. Have a good night. God bless.
Can I do all of the good things?